Hello, all my beasties. Welcome to the Lair. How are you doing this morning? How's the Lair going, all my loves? How did we all sleep? Did we all sleep well after Loki's blood pressure was like through the roof and we didn't even get to the good part? I hope you have coffee. There are no small humans in my house, so this is probably going to be decidedly less family friendly than I even usually am. So that should be a good time. How are you all doing? Everyone's got your coffee? Let's give everyone a few minutes to appear. Ooh, Michael, what are we drinking? What good bourbon do we have? Hey, Danny. Um, I'm feeling a little bit better. Gremlin, thanks for asking. Hold on. I know this was annoying people yesterday. Okay, you don't want me uncaffeinated. Nobody wants me uncaffeinated at this point. Night, I do the ballisticsy thing too. So we're gonna get to that. Hi, Victoria McWilliams. Everybody say hi to Miss Victoria. Welcome her to our lair. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you pop up that you're new in the chat. Everybody's going to welcome all our lovely first viewers. Everybody's going to welcome our first-time viewers. Let me know where you're coming in from. Danny, some people here do bite, but usually people enjoy it for the ones that do. I don't know why. I'm going with the Wednesday Adam look right now. with the very very long bright red hair that is somewhat new. So a little bit of housekeeping. You may see some of my comments come up twice. One says Crocosquirrel. Croco is my tech person when I'm having tech issues. So Croco's here to help me on the back end. So thank you, Croco. We adore, we stand. Mike, I don't think you've been around long enough for the speculation that I was a vamp. Where was I from? Lair, my loves. Lair loves. Where was I from for a while? It wasn't Transylvania. They swore up and down I was a vampire for a while. So the love bites thing, there are several people that might join in on that statement. I really have to mute myself every time I take a sip of coffee. This is insane. So Romania, and that's where it was. I know it wasn't where I was actually. Thank you, Zulu, my love. I know. I remembered where. I just couldn't remember exactly what country I was supposed to be from, but it wasn't the country I'm actually from. So, okay, Vicky, I will try to remember until I'm at least one caffeine in. You may have to remind me. I will try my best to remember. So, where we left off last night was YouTube stupid. All the stupid of YouTube. Oh, wow. I'm not, this is when you can tell I'm not a morning person where I need to actually wear like true makeup in the morning. Oof. I'm kind of scary to myself. So we left off when you two decided to be stupid and started deleting comments because I couldn't see all the comments people like Michael and Danny were leaving me asking for clarification. So we decided to end that a little bit early. So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll it back a little bit here. So there might be a little bit of overlap. We're going to cover that, and then we're going to watch my head explode for all of the people that missed me losing it in John's chat yesterday. Knight, how is it? Is it happening on my stream or others? Okay, well, if deleting comments becomes a big deal, my mods will do their best to snag comments, pop out chat. I have Croco on tech support, so yeah, Jay, I'll get there. I'll get there in a minute, John. So let me. Yes, I see John's ready. Being mean, making me just lose it in his chat. I should do the same. Let me send this to him real quick. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Night of Knee. I haven't even gotten there. So we are all going to watch Loki lose her ever loving mind is what we're about to do. So let's. Sorry, Vicky. No, I was just adjusting. And getting everything ready. Okay, we ready? Let's get to this stupid. Like I said, we're going to rewind a little bit, just for those that missed the end, and just so I remember exactly where my aneurysm was, and then we're going to move on to day 2, where I know my aneurysm is going to happen. So, here we go, my loves.
And give me a moment to number these, sir.
Okay.
When you entered the residence, I'll continue asking questions. Was there any heat?
No, not that I remember. It was cold inside that house.
What was the ventilation like?
I don't think there was any. Again, I don't even know if there was power to that residence, but
I'm going to object to foundation and relevance. Ventilation in the building, if this gentleman showed up 5 to 6 hours later, is completely irrelevant
Shoot.
to anything that we're talking about with regard to Mace. And whether or not the doors were open or not open, 5 to 6 hours later is completely irrelevant.
Beyond completely irrelevant. Again, we've discussed this. It's like a 20-minute thing. Stop being a bitch.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, sounds about
I
right.
hope that he went into the trailer so he would know. And it is relevant if Mr. Cummins is claiming that.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
The mobile home.
I like the look. You're doing good.
Thanks.
When he entered the house, that mobile home.
Yes, sir. What was how long did you spend on scene there?
I don't actually remember the exact time. It could have been 8-10 hours. I don't remember the exact time. It was a while. I mean,
So you were there a
Let's
while.
keep
What was
talking
the
about all the
policy
things you don't know about.
I didn't notice any type of ventilation at all.
Michael, it has jack shit to do with it. Just like we don't use mace, we use Oresio capsaicin.
And in the photos, there was a window air conditioner.
Any-
That by
It doesn't-
definition,
It doesn't matter.
I do not recall.
None of it matters. We're not discussing rigor and physiology. Bullets don't get cold and shiver.
this is the guy that showed up 7 hours later, and they're asking him whether he
Madam Mayor.
smelled mace at that point.
Yeah, I already dispelled that last night.
That was I saw, but that one still is mind blowing to me.
This is also the firearms expert that couldn't explain the difference between a bullet and a slug.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're worried about that? Okay.
And the mace expert,
You are?
he is apparently.
No, he's not. He's never been maced. We don't use it.
One time, but it was
No.
OC, and we talked
No.
about it. You talked
No,
about
we
it.
don't use it. So no.
Yeah, this guy's a disaster.
Croco, it's still showing our comments as both of us.
This is the fine gentleman, obviously, to anyone who did not see last night, who managed to contaminate the shit out of the scene while taking useless photos about the scene. I
Well-
refer to him as Officer Madden.
While I screamed at it. That's not what we do. That's okay. Wait until we get to yesterday's testimony. You made me lose my shit in your chat during, let alone live.
I was
Because
losing mine yesterday,
And
but I was
officer,
trying
what are
to
those
be a little
exhibits that I
contained.
handed you? Do you recognize those?
No,
Yes.
What are those?
all the nope.
These are photos taken.
Guys,
the
if my coffee's really
And were
bothering you,
present
let me know.
when
I'm
these
not
photos
muting
were taken?
myself
Yes,
every
I
time.
was. Yes.
And did you direct
You're good.
Agent Lemus what photos to take?
Yeah, not as specifically what photos to take, but to take all.
Well, you
scene
should have been
photographs.
directing him what photos to take. You testified.
Um,
You were in charge of the goddamn crime scene.
do those photos?
If you're not doing
appear
that, what
to
are you
be
doing?
The ones taken by Agent Lemus on the date of this incident,
Yes.
or on March 1st, I guess, when you arrived.
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves admission of exhibits 36 to 56.
No objection.
To be admitted.
I mean, shit, Daryl Brooks took longer looking at his
And permission
fake
to
Bible
publish?
page that he hadn't turned in like 3 days than you did 12 exhibit photos.
Oh, God, I know.
I'm putting under the document
It's
camera.
the prosecution's unprepared and the witness is incompetent.
Hey, Angel A, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm so happy to see you. I've missed you, my dear. My dude. The crime scene tape. And why? Why are we using an overhead projector like we did when I
Sir, could you
was
please
in
describe
middle
what this
school and
photograph
high
is?
school?
That looks like an overview photo
One,
of
I
the
guess we're trying to be environmentally friendly,
scene, the
and
residents at the
two,
scene.
I don't know.
It would
I
be
can't.
more environmentally friendly if the absolute idiot.
What is this a photograph of?
That's another angle of the residence where the scene was located.
And if you know, whose vehicle is that?
It belonged to Mr. Ariola.
Is that really this dude's name?
Yes, it
Or am I
is.
just going to call
What
him
is this
Boob
photograph
Man?
of, sir?
It's another photo of the Mr. Ariola's pickup truck parked next to the front porch of the residence.
And what is the item on the
Okay,
front
let's
porch?
try this.
To the left, leaning on the stairs, is the rifle, AR-15.
And is that where you located the rifle when you first arrived on scene?
Yes.
Okay, I think it works. Thank you, Angel A. I missed you. I can't wait. I can't wait. You have to join me back.
That
have
is a
to join
picture
back
of
for
the
gun time.
outside porch.
Nobody cares.
Screen door, and then
I
You
like that
don't
the
have
other door inside is the
anything
actual
marked.
door to the.
I said this yesterday. I love the fact
That's
that
open.
the professional photographer has flash flare
Yes, those are the doors that we entered through.
in
That-
his evidentiary photos.
That's what you're worried about. I think I adequately pointed out last night that, hey, this is not college art class. You are not a
That's
photography
the
expert.
door.
For one. For two, you're too goddamn
that leads into
stupid
the residence, the mobile home.
to use
That's a
evidence
picture from
markers
inside the porch.
appropriately. And
Taking
these
a
aren't
photograph of the
selfies.
door that
My
we entered
teenage
through,
niece could
in the
take
mobile
better
home, and then
pictures for
again, the bathroom,
Instagram.
the restrooms on the other side
Well,
of the hall.
again, the relevance. It's a bathroom. I see that. Thank you. What is
So
the
if
relevance
you
of this
go
circumstance?
through the front door.
Well,
and the main door
technically, you do
here,
take those
and you take
pictures
an
at a
immediate
crime
right,
scene.
there's a room right there.
You don't
But,
introduce them as evidence in a trial.
Even if you
And
do,
that's where the decedent was found.
to
You
show
don't waste a ton of time on
things, even if you do,
Now I'm putting under the
you
document
do
camera
show,
statement
you know,
41.
markings. Nope.
No.
What is this
No, I don't
So
care about the
from the
green
previous
tablecloth,
photo,
your
if you took
Arizona
a right,
iced
it
tea,
took you to the
and that
room
you
where
have
the
your
decedent
outdoor
was located.
trash can
If you went
inside,
left,
other than
then you went
it
into
must
the
stink in for more than the
living
dead
room area,
body.
and that's a picture
No.
of the living room area.
And I'm putting under the document camera statement exhibit 42. What is this photograph of?
It's another photograph of the living room area.
And I can see right here what appears to be a defect. Are we going to mark it? Is it just paint missing? Or are we going to go with the man who got his goddamn credentials from a box of Aldi off-brand
Showing
Cracker Jacks?
the other door open on the other side of the mobile home.
Wait, if
That's
you have
the
two
other
doors
exit.
open simultaneously, isn't
Yes.
that cross breeze and ventilation by definition?
No, not if they're
That's
in
the kitchen
serial.
area inside the mobile home.
If they were not directly in front of each other, yes. But we have bigger problems than that. If I was you, Mr. Defense Attorney, I don't care about the Arizona iced
That's a
tea in the
different
garbage
view of the
can.
kitchen area.
I don't.
showing the-
Stop.
No, but the
basically
whole
where the
thing that
table's
they're
at,
trying to
or the
argue
stove's
is
Is
in
that
relation
there's
to
no
the door, the
disruption
main
and that
door
there
that we
was no
entered through.
fight.
like I don't need
Have
to.
you
I don't want to
processed
repeat
scenes
myself
where
from
there was an
yesterday, but
altercation or a fight before?
Yes.
How many times?
Right off the top of my head, maybe
it's a
3 or
dumb
4.
argument, and it's not relevant to what actually
What are
did
common
happen.
things that you observe in a room?
All the
when
things
there's
that didn't
a-
happen don't matter.
Yeah,
Stuff
we're
gets
not
moved
going to the
around, stuff gets
fallacy of
broken.
like, oh, let's try to prove a negative
Did you
because
observe
you
any of
can't.
that here?
But there's bigger
In
problems
this
than
case,
this.
to the
Like,
best of my
I
knowledge,
could have every
didn't
piece of
notice any-
evidence chucked.
Anything that was broken inside the residence or the room that I can recall.
When I get to the crime scene, I lost my mind. I lost my mind when I was talking to Croco after the stream about it.
Well, I mean, to some extent, you
What is
almost
that a
like.
photograph of?
I'm
That's a
okay with
photograph
them
of the room
letting
where
all
the
this
decedent
in,
was located.
because I would love to argue on
Put it in the
closing.
photograph?
He is.
This is the best that they got.
His legs are at the.
That
I would
he's
take
a
your time with
Win-
this.
Windex is not blue
Brown,
raspberry flavor. Stop licking
coveralls.
windows.
And I'm putting under the document camera States Exhibit 46. What is this a photograph of?
That's
And
the photograph of the same room where the decedent was located. And that's the decedent in the photo, lying face down.
And this is the room as you found it when you guys
Oh,
entered the scene.
here we go.
Correct.
Here we
These are
go
all the
back
overview
to the
pictures taken by
stupid.
Agent Lemus.
I'm putting under the document camera States
I don't know, I'll let you
Exhibit
take it away on this. I already said my piece about how dumb this is.
The same room where the decedent is located. Looks like a sheet on a bed, and then the carpet.
Do you mind if I
underneath it
smoke,
looks
or
like it's been
do you want me to
folded
kill my cam?
And I'm
You're
putting
good.
Under the document camera States Exhibit 48.
I haven't hit my mark for
It's the same room,
monetization. I don't really care.
up. That's the bed that's on the other side of the wall, and the white sheet jackets.
This is a bed. This
and,
is where I
it's
don't get laid.
plastic tote next to the bed. Yes.
And I'm putting under the
God,
Gremlin,
Michael-
it's like when my kid wants, like, a blue slushie, and what flavor is it? Blue raspberry? I don't know.
It's the picture of the same
It's
bed
not.
in the previous photo, just from a different angle.
We're glad that he wears Ariat boots. I have some
Shows
Ariat
like a little
boots
light
too.
at the top.
Ariat boots and Carhartt overalls, because that's what's
Those are the
important.
bunk beds located
As
inside
it
the room.
is for us
Again,
to
taken from a
step
different
over the
angle
body and
inside the
contaminate
room.
a fucking
And
crime
the decedent is
scene
located at the bottom right.
before we have evidence and ballistic markers out. Let me
Yes,
just
that's the
walk
same
in
tote.
there and lick things. Let me make sure there's adequate DNA transfer to contaminate it. Window licker.
Which
That's
again, by the way, they
same
never
room,
even bothered
just a different
testing the
angle.
clothing. Let's not forget
Showing
that. We found that out later.
the decedent in relation to where the door to the room's at.
And can you
It's only a
point
murder
us where that
investigation.
tote was the rubber tote?
The rubber tote.
Yes, sir.
How
the
are
silver
you
one?
getting that angle without disturbing
Point
the shit on the floor?
Again, we had a parade through the crime
and
scene.
where are the clothing that
And
was
once we
hanging on
got
the
done
wall
with
in the
our
other
parade
photograph?
through the crime
It
scene,
was just right behind
spoiling
it.
everybody's
wall.
Can you
evidence,
point to it on the photograph first?
Probably, if this is the wall, probably right here.
probably, I don't
The clothing
know.
was still hanging there when you.
I
processed
stayed at
the
a
scene?
Holiday
yeah,
Inn
that's how we got
Express
it when we
last
got there.
night. I'm an expert. Jesus. Ay, Dios mío.
And he's saying he doesn't know if the place had lighting. Where the fuck is the light coming from?
Ah!
Photograph of.
That's a photograph of the decedent lying face down in that room.
And where's that?
What were you
rubber
doing?
tote?
Standing on the fucking bed?
Right next to his head.
Sorry for
And,
the cursing. I don't know if you care or not.
No,
but
no, I
it's too
curse
early for
plenty.
this.
It's going to get worse. I even wore my fidgety necklace that I usually hide because it offends everybody. But
Just
I can't clean guns on
pretty
camera,
much the same
so I
photo,
had
just a
to.
different angle showing the decedent laying face down.
I just had to
next
climb
to
on
the gray
everything,
tote with his
contaminate
head
the crime
Pretty
scene,
much almost leaning on the
direct the
tote itself.
person to do it, even
And,
though I took a week-long
Is
class,
there also a hat?
and
in
some
this picture?
95-year-old
It's
dude
right-
with outdated
above his head, a white
practices
hat,
taught
a
me
white
how to
ball
do
cap.
my job.
I'm putting under the document camera States Exhibit 54.
Right, because when you've been shot and you die,
that's
you
the-
still hold
That's
things.
a picture
No,
of the
no,
decedent's
we don't.
right hand.
Our
That's where we
hands open
found,
up and we drop things unless
looked
we
to
were
be a black
already laying there
canister,
face
black
down
bottle
on the
of,
ground, and
pepper spray or
therefore our
mace.
hand couldn't relax. Otherwise, physiology says we'd have dropped it. Not to mention the fact it's pointing at our own face,
What is this photo of?
and you use your
that's the same photo,
thumb.
just
no,
another photo,
all
but
of
just
it.
more of
No.
a close-up.
You want
And that
reasonable
shows
doubt? There
the
you
can of
go,
mace in the decedent's hand.
idiot.
Can you describe the can of mace to us?
It's just, it looks like I don't know exactly
Plus, again,
what
he got
brand it was,
shot
where
through
it's
the
purchased
heart.
from, but
In
based
one of
off
the-
the way it is in the hand, it looks
I'm
like
not
the,
seeing Bon Jovi.
the
I'm
nozzle
not
is facing
Emily.
backwards.
No.
So it's not facing the right direction.
Right. So somebody altered the crime scene, because if he was
Yes.
But their own DNA expert said that there was none of.
Can you also
alleged-
describe what's on the nozzle or sprayer?
no, he can't. He can't
looks
even
like
tell you what it is.
Dirt or buildup of some sort from.
Speculation. Shut up.
Just looks like
You don't
dirt
know what
buildup.
it is.
I'm not too sure, but that's what it looks like.
Go lick it and tell me. You've already fucked the
How
crime
long
scene
were
up
you-
enough.
Did you spend the majority of your time in that bedroom?
Yeah, but the
Yes.
reason they're not objecting is they don't care.
How
This
long do you
doesn't
think you
help.
spent in that
I
bedroom?
wouldn't
A
object
good 5
either.
hours at least.
Can you
Croco, I
please
can.
describe to the jury the
I-
bedroom
I-
and the
I
size
can-
dimensions if you can.
I wouldn't
Uh,
object because
It was a small room for having 2 bunk beds and then another bed on the corner, 3 beds in a small room. It was a very
So now he's a
small room.
feng shui expert too.
What
no,
would be
no.
the
Apparently,
size?
he's never been in a college dorm room where you have like
8 by
3
8,
bunk
8
beds
by
and a
10, I'd be
closet.
guessing, but it was a small room.
Well, if you did proper crime scene
How many people
analysis,
were able to
Or you don't
window
measure
liquor,
anything.
you know the measurements.
Well, in this case,
Yeah, if you measured
I let
anything,
Agent Lemus do his stuff first.
it's a small
and
room.
then I would go
Okay,
in there
what
and
are
do
the
my stuff
dimensions?
because
I don't know.
we were too close together
Dan
trying
M will
to take
give
our
you
photographs,
so
my
many more
photographs and his
questions.
photographs at the same time because there was not nearly
Because
enough.
John
room to be
was
around
way too
doing that.
charitable on his channel.
And then I'm
I had a
gonna
new
put
guy on, so I didn't want to totally freak the hell out. But I
Ah,
was losing it online.
That's a
No,
photograph of the AR-15
No.
Rifle that was located
Bad.
outside the residence in the
bad
porch area.
CSI, bad.
What are those little green markers?
So whenever we take photos of evidence,
Nice to meet you, Croco.
when we're entering it, we always take photos with the green marker. That allows us to know which.
No, we don't. They are called evidence markers. Okay, we've been through this. We went through this when I lost my shit last night. Most apartments have one color for ballistics related evidence and firearm related, and another color for blood spatter analysis, and another color for other things. They are evidence markers. If you don't know the name of them, try again.
What are you
piece of
even
evidence
doing
as
here?
well.
That's
So-
the question.
So we don't enter it incorrectly. So in this case, when we go back to our photos, G1, meaning green 1, would be the rifle.
Oh, the cross on this guy was
G2 or
amazing.
green 2 would
No,
be
it wasn't because the cross. I didn't know
the
much
magazine
more.
itself. So that way, if we have to review
No,
our
not
photos to remember
necessarily,
which
but
piece of
it
evidence
made
is
him
what, we
look
have
as
a
stupid
photograph of it.
as he is.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Pause for a sec.
Hold on.
I have a question.
Let's go.
Is it me, or is that magazine already been unloaded by the time they take this picture?
It is.
Yeah.
I did not see earlier, and I saw it in my losing it on what's going to be right after this. You'll see me lose it over that. But at this exact second, I'm not going to jump ahead in my knowledge and lose it over what's to come evidence-wise.
Well, see, the way this rifle is presented at this point, there is no evidence that was ever around that this weapon was ever loaded.
Yeah, I know, Croco. I'm going to get to that.
So I think part of it is, and it was interesting because in prior testimony, not this idiot, there was some suggestion that after the defendant shot the guy, he tried to safe the rifle, set it aside, and go seek help, which is great for the defense.
Yeah, we're going to get there. Michael and Gremlin and Danny and everybody wanted me to start with this moron last night. So we started with this moron.
But that was my theory based upon prior testimony of other witnesses, was that literally the guy shot him, tried to safe the rifle before he left the scene to go try and get help because he didn't have cell service to call for 911.
Well, he did a really shitty job safing it.
That would be perfectly reasonable as an assumption.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
the evidence, all the other evidence, the evidence we have there suggests that that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point out he didn't safe it correctly. So we're gonna leave that, and we're gonna leave that until Stephanie gets slightly farther. So we're gonna go back to the stupid. Yes, like, subscribe, share, do the YouTube-y things.
Absolutely. If you want an expert on so many more things, even beyond firearms, Loki's Lair, that's exactly where you want to be.
You're just mad about our
I'm going to put under the
lawyer
document
argument.
It's been admitted as State's Exhibit 55.
I like lawyer arguments.
You're just mad that I got into your head, so I don't want to hear it. It's facing the wrong way. Who fucking staged
Debris
this?
on the nozzle indicate to you.
Nobody
Objection,
staged this.
foundation.
So then he was laying on the ground with it facing himself when he got shot because he'd have dropped it.
78.
You drop anything in your hands when you've been shot.
There was no DNA on that canister.
Doesn't have to be. There's this thing that they keep forgetting to use when they start handling evidence called gloves. But by definition, unless he was laying there face down, his hand would have relaxed and opened. That would be human physiology.
So you're saying that you believe that it was a staged scene?
Hey, Hattrick, 10 millimeter, best millimeter. Yeah, unless your hand opens. By definition, you have full musculature relaxation when someone dies. So he'd have dropped it, either that or he didn't die instantly. And even then, you wouldn't see his fingers under it unless they dropped him and incapacitated him.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd throw some bait to the chat, see what they said.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we're all going to stand here and argue that we all need a hairbrush. And this chick needs better extensions, and this one needs her roots touched up, and we all need better fitting pants. That's what we're going to stand here and have a conference over.
I have a question. Is that the entire prosecution team?
John?
It is 2 prosecutors, 2 defense attorneys.
I see 3 here, so.
Yeah, no. So the prosecutors are, I believe, on the far right and far left, and the defense attorney is the one in the center.
Where's the
Unless I'm mistaken, it's been a long day yesterday, and I literally woke up 15 minutes ago.
And where's the partridge in a pear tree? And do all 3 of them together have enough brain cells to pass the bar?
The defense certainly does. They've been very good, in my opinion. Prosecution, I've got some questions.
Yeah, I would start out. Yeah, I was looking at it again last night after the live stream. Going, what the hell? What's up with that?
Just give it time, because this is almost over, and we're almost going to day 3, and there's no.
Well, all of this should have been worked out ahead of time. I mean, I don't understand.
And no witness prep. I thought witness prep was par for the course. At least from the prosecution side.
Crocosquirrel, when you're calling your own witness and you ask a question, their answer is "I don't know." You fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's when you fucked up. No, we fucked up long. I don't
No,
know
I
what
know.
I don't know would have been light years ahead answer wise.
Yeah.
This
Of
is
some-
like this is straight up Johnny Depp people objecting to their own damn question.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Oh boy! And the sad part is, I'm pretty sure this gets worse.
Yes, yes, Croco, just give it time. You're going to watch me lose my ever-loving shit.
I haven't seen any part of day 3 yet. I've seen all the way to the end of this, however,
Turn a minute,
and
Kurt.
You may-
Croco,
guy
just
should
no,
never have been called.
Croco, just give me till no. You've got nothing. Just wait. You guys think I'm spicy right now.
I know John's looking forward to it.
He's giggling over here.
Can you please look through
Oh,
those
he
photos,
is.
sir?
Oh, by the way, no
Yes.
dying without written authorization there, Loki.
I'll just give you a heads up now. Around noon or so, I'm gonna
You're
have to
jumping off
hop
to get
out.
a Mike. Oh, you have your meeting and then Mike. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mike's at 3, but I have a meeting that I have to get to.
Yeah, you told me.
That's okay.
Vicky,
I'm here to
Vi- Vicky, this is like beyond what not to do 101. This is I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night and found my certification in a brand of Aldi's off-brand Cracker Jacks.
Did you review
and
the
speaking
exhibit
of,
states
you had a
57
question
through
last night.
77, sir?
I did.
Which box of Cracker
you
Jacks
recognize
did
them?
you got him? And
Yes.
he got his law
What is
license
it?
on it, or his
Those are
licensing on it,
photos,
or
taken
certifications?
of the scene.
Off-brand from Aldi's.
How do you know?
Cracker
These are taken
Jacks.
by
No.
Agent
We're
Reeves.
talking about a
And
good
they
box
appear
of
to
Cracker
be, is
Jacks
there an
that was
accurate
made in
representation
1923,
Yes.
found at the bottom of a landfill.
Your Honor,
Oh.
the state moves admission of its state's
And
exhibit.
the chat was like, "Oh, it's a small town. They don't necessarily have funding." Blah, blah. No. This
Yeah,
is the
no.
chief armorer for the
Looks like
freaking
there's
state
no
police.
Okay. Let's get through this because everybody wants to watch me lose it and it gets so much worse. And anyone that was in John's chat saw like the very, very beginning of it and we're back to Charlie's wannabe angels. I don't know the judge's name, or I'd say his angels. And I need a hairbrush. Can I borrow yours?
I actually think the judge has been pretty good. He's ruled virtually everything in a way that I would have as well. You can't hear it.
So this just gets sillier.
It doesn't get better.
Croco, just give me time. Croco, just give me a few. Trust me. You guys will not.
Oh, and for the record, that room is 6 by 8. I can tell you that right off the top, just by the way the beds are put together.
Again, if you took proper crime scene photos and documentation,
Measurements?
you'd know.
Great
The
Freudian.
room is 6 by 8. The average twin size bed is 6 feet and just a hair long, and about 2 foot wide.
So,
Nick, it's coming.
a crime scene in which a firearm is used.
Oh, fuck you.
So what we'll do is we'll photograph the firearm. So if the firearm's left on scene, we'll photograph it as is where it's.
Okay. I know I said this last night. I'm going to say this again before John leaves. So John, who's a defense attorney, has an attempt to respond to my next statement. That would be called in situ. You photograph it in situ.
Yes.
We don't say, I took a picture of it outside, like where it was left, before we touched it. No, the firearm and all pictures were taken in situ. That's not a hard Latin word. It's like 2. One of them has 2 letters. One of them has 4. It's not that hard.
And generally, you would like to
We'll
do
take
that
photos of it,
before
and
you
then
start
after we got
walking
all our
through the
photos of
crime
it,
scene.
we'll then retrieve it.
Uh-huh.
We'll take it to usually our crime scene van, and then we'll process it there under better
No,
lighting
you
conditions,
will
so on and so
not.
forth. We'll take
No, sir. No, sir. We do
No,
not.
bag it up and send it to the lab. What the fuck are you talking about?
We take our pictures on scene, all our pretty pictures in situ, and then we mark everything. And then when we go to remove said firearm, there's a very specific procedure, and then it's put into cardboard in a box, depending on the kind of firearm, in a safe and ready, generally with a slide or bolt locked back and opened, and it's put in there and taped shut and transported. You don't pick it up, walk across the fucking crime scene, make it safe when you get to a van that you sat it down in, and stuff it in your, like, the leftover Ziploc from your lunch. Stop it.
That seems
A
like
picture
a
of the
great
gun,
way to ND
all four,
something.
depending on how many sides it is. 4 sides, we'll take a picture of the serial number, the make, the model, the caliber.
Hi, Patty.
We'll
I'm
remove the
sorry.
magazine if there's
You're
a
going to watch
magazine
me have a
inside.
stroke.
We'll
D.
Oh,
photograph
you
the
mean-
Peterson,
magazine to see if
hopefully I
there's,
can get
any
my soliloquy
ammunition
and
loaded inside the
poems
magazine,
and things
then what we'll
from
do
you
is we'll
today.
unload the weapon.
I
So
have
we'll-
tech support here to
to
assist.
see if there was one actually chambered inside.
Wait, you mean
the
you
weapon
take the
itself. So
serial number, make,
sometimes
and
there is,
model?
sometimes there's not.
So
But
what are the
you
pieces
didn't
that
remember
you're
any
looking
of
for
those.
when
Well,
they're
you
We'll
should
get
have
there.
done
I
that
know,
before you,
It's
before you
tough
ever
to
touched it.
ignore.
Usually we're looking for the gun itself, right? The magazine, the ammunition used.
Just watching his
any
direct
spent
testimony
casings
after
that might
seeing
be
the
on scene.
cross is really rough.
I know, but I can't hear what the idiot's saying, so hold on.
I apologize. I will shut up.
No, you don't have to shut up. I'm just trying to hear what wrong he's got about everything.
All good.
No. I went too far. I don't care about your hair. You need a hairbrush, all of you. I just woke up, hence why I look like Wednesday Addams.
I see what you did there, Michael. Sigh.
The W2 report, he's apparently the crime scene manager and senior expert. Expert on what? I have no fucking clue, other than the fact that apparently he got his shit out of Aldi Cracker Jacks or stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
Yeah, that's Sanji. He actually
So,
comes. He actually comes over. He actually comes over from my channel.
A crime scene in which a firearm is used.
So what we'll do is we'll photograph the firearm. So if the firearm's left on scene, we'll photograph it as is, where
In
it's at, so on
situ.
and so forth, take photos of it, and then after we got all our photos of it, we'll then retrieve it.
Uh-huh.
We'll take it to usually our crime scene van, and then we'll process it.
No,
there under
we're gonna make
better
it
lighting
safe,
conditions, so on and so forth.
and it's going to go right into
We'll
a
take a
box.
picture
We're
of
not
the
going to
gun,
process
you know,
shit.
all four, depending on how many sides it is, 4 sides. We'll take a picture of the serial number, the make, the model, the caliber. We'll remove the magazine.
No, we
if
put
there's
it
a magazine
immediately into a,
inside.
make it safe, put it into a
Photograph the
box,
magazine to see if
seal the
there's,
box
any
so that we are,
ammunition loaded inside the magazine. And then
Sure.
what we'll do is we'll unload the weapon. So we'll
you
to see
don't
if there was
unload the
one actually
magazine if
chambered
it's not
inside
still in the
weapon
weapon.
itself. So
No.
sometimes there is, sometimes there's not.
So what are the pieces that you're looking for when
Chain
there's
of
an
evidence is
investigation involving a
complicated.
firearm? What are the components?
Usually we're looking for the gun itself, right? The magazine, the ammunition used, any spent casings that might be on scene.
Okay. Can you describe to the jury what a spent casing is?
So whenever a weapon is fired, whether it be a handgun, an automatic weapon, not a revolver, but a handgun, or
It's
No,
not
that's
an automatic weapon.
Oh my god, I
ATF
missed that.
ATF would be involved not this bullshit rinky dink circus that you are trying to say you're in charge of, kangaroo court nonsense bullshit. If it was an automatic weapon, that's federal ATF jurisdiction.
And if it was
Revolver.
found to be modified, aren't you supposed to call them anyway?
Yes.
Okay, but you don't know that it's modified till you strip it, so that's not the point. But hold on.
Oh,
We have bigger issues than that. It's semi-automatic, okay? Don't tell me it's an automatic weapon. Any word about guns that comes out of your mouth now means as much as a piece of used toilet paper. Jesus, what in the Egg McFuck muffin bullshit are you trying to spout?
You are goddamn right. I hate the people who don't understand the difference between automatic and semi-automatic. Civilians, I can understand them screwing that up, and it happens all the time on the news. But you're the freaking
You're the police.
firearms expert.
Okay, let's go back to the stupid for a minute here.
Or an AR-15 type rifle. Whenever there's a round discharge from that rifle, it's going to extract the casing, and it's going to fly out either to the right or to the left.
No, it will not. It will. Okay, it doesn't fly out. This
Will
isn't.
eject.
Yeah, hold on. It's not going to fly out. It is literally going to eject through the ejection port. You know, that thing in the gun that you have, and unless you have a special custom weapon, which that wasn't, it's going to eject the same way. It's not going to go to the left or the right. It's not the golden snitch. It's not going to fly. Try again, window licker.
most of them will just fly to the right because
it's gonna
that's,
fall on the
that
ground,
will
and
be
that's
to
what
the
we call a
outside of the
spent
body,
casing,
or right,
fired casing.
or the right-handed individual.
And what is a projectile?
A projectile is the so you got a bullet, right? And on the front of the bullet, it's the piece of copper, depending on what type.
It is not
Piece of copper.
copper. It's lead. It
The
can
copper is
be
the jacket.
Croco.
Oh, shush.
It is lead. It is lead that's possibly copper jacketed. It is called a bullet. Knight of Ina Myers, I do not have family friendly anything. I no part of this is family friendly. It's a glitch with YouTube, and we can't figure out what's going on right now. But no, there's no family friendly with Stephanie, because I can't keep my mouth shut to be family friendly. Okay, it's a part
Yeah,
of
we
the
love our
bullet.
Christy words.
No, it is called a slug. It's called the slug. Okay? It's a slug, not the front part of the bullet. How much lead have you handled without your gloves that apparently you have lead poisoning that has rotted your fucking brain?
Maybe the barracks has
Well, it
paint
could be.
chips.
There's so many different types, but the projectile is the actual piece that's fired out of the.
Projectile and bullet mean the same thing.
The rifle itself through the barrel, and that's what impacts doors or so on and so forth.
No. What goes through the barrel is the entire bullet. What impact, like bullet goes in chamber, and then primer go off, expels the slug. You know, that thing you referred to by the wrong metal as the front part of the bullet. It comes out of the barrel, and your casing is ejected through the ejection port, depending on how your feed ramp and tuning tuner are that dictates how far it's going to go. But it 99% of the time is going to the right because most people don't change guns for left-handed. Sir, do you need a coloring book on parts of a gun?
This is the guy training people.
I doubt strongly he'd know how.
Your Honor, the state moves admission of exhibits 57 through 77.
Yeah.
They've been admitted, I
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
Gremlin
Getting
talking to a
sidetracked.
3-year-old.
Alrighty.
My 3-year-old, when she
Um,
was 3, my little one knew more.
I'm putting underneath the document camera states exhibit.
Oh, for the fuck's sake. Here's where I really lose it.
Can you describe what this photograph depicts, sir?
Looks like there's a, we like to use disposable rulers, I guess.
No, we use evidence markers that are single use so we're not contaminating crime scenes from one to another. How about we start with, this is a picture of a prone adult male. Maybe that would be a good start instead of saying it's a picture of a disposable ruler.
On the decedent's clothing, and it looks like there's a defect on the side of the clothing itself. Some sort of defect from something.
Okay.
Looks like, does it look, are you sure? How, did he snag that? How are you declare?
I'm putting underneath the document camera states exhibit 58.
Is it me or is this place or is this trial reverse Daryl
What
Brooks?
is that a photograph of?
Yes.
That's a
You're not the
close-up
first
of
one to
the
make that
previous photo
observation.
of the defect located on the clothing of the decedent.
And tell us about the body. Who processes the body of Mr. Adiola?
The medical examiner, you
So
moron.
whenever we go to a scene where they're involving any type of death, we never touch the body. We don't take anything.
You
off
put the
body.
fucking ruler on the body, you idiot. Oh my
Here's
God.
the thing. No shit, Sherlock, for one. For two, what this tells me is you don't know where your pictures came from because you're not allowed to touch the bullet. So you don't even know where this picture came from. And stop saying, "Oh, am I?" Because what you need to do as an expert witness, and yes, this is coming from someone that's got certification as an expert witness, is you define any abbreviation, slang, non-common term before you talk. So you would say the forensic pathologist or a forensic physician or a medical examiner, whatever, comes out from the office of the medical examiner, not it's OMIs. And we already put like this paper thing down. And like, you know, there's this thing that looks like a snag. And like, I think it might be a defect on his clothes.
Yeah.
Move it. We don't roll it over.
Office of the medical.
OMI has
Them.
strict authority.
We
over
don't
that.
roll
So
them.
whoever
It's
the
not
person
an
in charge
it.
of
It
OMI
was a
comes that day,
person. Be
after we're
professional.
done processing the scene and it's okay for them to come and, you know, take their photographs, look what they need to look for, then OMI will go ahead and move the body and look for anything, you know, they can find prior to being shipped off to Albuquerque to be, you know, to have an autopsy.
Okay.
You're
And was
referring
that
to
done
a human
here?
being as being
Yes.
shipped off. Dear God.
So you guys take the overall photographs and then OMI takes their portion and then you continue to process the scene. Is that how it works?
Correct. And we'll take photographs with OMI, but again, we don't manipulate the body.
Who took this one?
Good question. That would be a good question. But he's
Who
going to
took
say, I
this
don't know.
picture? Did you take it? Did
No.
the medical examiner's office? Because you're not supposed to be touching the body. And you did tell us all about that, like, art class that you took, like, for 2 weeks from this other gun guy that taught us how to take pictures and fix our lighting.
Dear
Who
God,
took it?
this is so much worse on a second watching.
With let alone with someone that this is literally what they do,
Yeah.
and that is going to turn this into a shooting gallery momentarily. Hey John, make sure you're not late with your meeting.
No, I'm good. I got another half an hour or so.
Okay.
About it all until Alma gets there.
Okay. I'm putting underneath the document camera exhibit 59.
Okay.
What is this a photograph of?
Pet peeve. Here we go. Pet peeve has begun. You know what? I'm going to give you 5 more seconds to say it before I start my rant. And Croco, I love you, but hold off for 1 second. You heard part of this rant when we were talking last night. Just hold off for like 5 seconds because rant incoming.
That's a photograph of the scene after the decedent was transported out of the trailer.
Okay, motherfucker. Here's the problem. That square, that really nice square thing you've got right there, that's where the rubber tote was. So the reason there's a hole is because the tote was flush with the floor, preventing blood from getting under it. And I can see this lovely drag mark, which tells me several things already. A, the body had not been sitting long enough for the blood to begin to coagulate sufficiently. If it had, not just the really dark areas would stay put, but you would have a much clearer edge and imprint. B, I see a spent casing. Well, being that edge of the tote was flush on the floor, you already done fucked up the crime scene by picking up and moving the tote. What was the position of that spent casing prior to you morons and your kangaroo court moving a fucking piece of evidence? Because it's not there. We saw the tote. The tote wasn't a rockin'. It was flat on the floor. So where was the original position of that? Because as sure as fuck is not there. And I can tell based off of some of these where people were standing in the blood splatter pool and the blood pooling. And I can tell that you did not document properly, pick up the tote properly, because if you did, shit wouldn't be under it.
That is a brilliant.
Underneath there, you
insight.
see the spent
didn't think of that at
fire
all.
casings and the blood underneath the decedent, along with his hat.
Can you please
They fucked
circle
up the
for
crime
jury
scene
where the spent
entirely.
casings were?
There's
Sir, please show us where you fucked up the goddamn crime scene. Yeah, that one, the clean one that y'all kicked or something because it wasn't there.
It couldn't have been under. It couldn't.
Yes, that I can
There's
see,
no
yes.
chance that the casing could have been under the friggin' plastic bucket.
Yeah, didn't I
It
just
could
say
not
that?
have fallen that way.
Did I not just say that?
You did. No, I'm reiterating what you're saying because I didn't think of that. And goddamn, if I ever become a criminal defense attorney, I'm hiring you as an expert.
You fucked this crime scene up because
Yeah.
there's no physical way it could have been there. You don't have the photos documenting it. And if you did, you didn't lay them as a foundation. Do things roll and move? Yeah. But like I said, you take those nice markers and they go over projectiles while you're doing things so that if they move, it's minimal. and we have little sticky flags and directional indicators we add so we know where they are and what they look like and how they're angled and where the fuck they started.
I
But
didn't
there's
even-
no
I didn't
way
catch that.
it was there. That's a sealed area.
I didn't
So
catch that
there's
at all.
no way it was there. That tote wasn't a rock and you didn't have to worry about knocking on it because it was fucking flush on the floor. All the blood would have been under it. What in the egg fuck muffin are you doing to this crime scene?
In this photograph,
I guarantee you a
this
defense expert is
bedroom,
going to
where
tear
was
that
the,
apart.
Plastic bin at?
The plastic bin after we process it, the photos, the gray plastic
How'd
bin.
you
everybody saw
process it? Because
located
this
right here.
shows me nothing other than you suck at your job. Oh, yeah,
Well-
yeah. See?
Oh my
See?
God!
I'm
They emphasized it.
going to draw a square right through the middle of the. I saw better crime scene shit in backwoods Louisiana where
Yeah,
they
please also note the shell casing inside that rectangle.
Let's all note that there's a casing that couldn't have been there prior before we fucked up the crime scene.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Where
how-
are
that's
your
how
pictures?
physics works. Oh,
Where are your
God.
pictures from before?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to pick up the shell casings before you do that?
Always. Always. You take your pictures, you document things that you can't move because there's a body on top of it, or for whatever reason you need it where they are. A directional flag goes next to it, along with the little, as he called, the disposable ruler. No, they're single use crime scene size indicators, but okay, let's go with it. Next to it, you document in photos, you put your evidence cone over top, and then you pick up the tote. But what we can, I know you guys can't, I have to use my mouse. What you guys can't see is his head was here, right? Because we have hat. His hat was somewhat on his head. But they drug him because here are the drag marks. You would never do this. You would mark this right here, projectile. Head was here. So you should have documented this projectile before he was removed. This one could have been
Under him.
This would have been head,
Yeah, it probably would have been under him.
chest, shoulder. So what you do is this one you document and you take a picture. And then what we do is you roll him. And this would have been where one of the penetrating trauma wounds was. But here's the thing. I can tell you right now, looking at this picture, that the gentleman was not supine he wasn't prone, laying face down initially because I have blood droplets that would show an almost vertical drop. But what I see here are very clear drag marks. You see?
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to tell me if chat sees, because while I'm doing this, I can't see it, right?
I can see it.
Well, no, I can't see chat, so you're going to have to tell me.
I know you, but yeah. I mean, I can see it.
So what happened, well, if chat has a question. So what you do is we remove, okay, we roll, your backboard or something goes here, you roll him up onto his side, you take pictures to document it, because I doubt the scope mounting ring was under the middle of his face. I doubt that was like right over his nose and between his eyes. I'm gonna doubt that. You roll him up on his side, we document. You flip them back and you pick straight up. We don't add drag marks. We
There's
don't.
one question. Why is there on the right side of where the tote would have been so much blood? I can answer that one. It's literally just the adhesive property of water. So that's why you get that perfect square, is because it's going to pool
No,
around.
that's not what he's asking about.
Okay, so what is he asking?
He's asking about these 3 drops right here,
Oh, that's, I mean,
which would be droplet. So these would be droplet. I can't see close enough. And like I said last night, blood droplet analysis has been to a point debunked as not the most ideal of sciences because
Albert,
there's
folks.
so much room. But from what I can see, there's a little bit of directionality to those and these. They wouldn't have come from the top of the tote, D. Peterson, because what happens is you can see this. You can't see on my mouse.
Well, I mean, if the directionality, let me, play a little bit. Hang on, let me close my window because somebody's lawn mowing. But I have a theory on that one.
Well, we'll get to theories once we get through more evidence.
No, but what I'm saying is, I have no expert analysis on this. But if the idea is that he fell into that position, that's sort of a spatter, because the directionality looks like it's going from back to forward in the photo. That's totally consistent if he was falling forward and had,
Nope,
his heart hadn't stopped. No?
that's not what they would look like.
All right.
We'll get there, but that's not what they would look like. I mean, this could be blood spatter right here, but D. Peterson, yeah, the tote was in the way, but if you're looking at the ones between the top and the casing in the wall, like up against the wall, it looks, we're going to watch, we're going to see more evidence and I'll be able to comment more and give you like an actual analysis. That smear I was bitching about and that casing rolling, that's some of it. Some of it is also how thick this blood pool is. It wouldn't have been totally coagulated in places. But we will get to the rest of Stephanie's theories in a minute. But again, y'all fucked this up. What question?
What
before
the
I
hell
hit
is
play?
that was under his head?
Like I said, that looks like a scope sight ring, and someone fucked that up because it wouldn't have been under his face. I already said that.
Okay.
So let's
I
finish
missed that
this.
bit.
Yeah, let's
I think
finish
they
this.
repositioned that ring in order to get a better picture of it.
Which you don't do. But
No, of course.
let's keep going, and then we will get to more analysis on our behalf.
What is this a photograph of?
Another fired casing found on scene.
Spent, not fired.
Is this the
spent.
only fired casing on that side of the room?
Did I remember? Yes. Did I recall?
How many casings were in the bed? Spent casings were there in the bedroom?
I believe there was 10 or 11. I don't remember the exact number, but it was right around 10 or 11.
Did you not review your own evidence before you got on the stand?
Oh, come on. That's par for the course.
When people pay lots and lots of money for me to come to their trial, I read my expert report before I go. I'm an expensive date for trial.
looking at your report refresh your memory?
Actually, the evidence list, if you have it, would actually.
Okay. I'm going to stroke out. Here's the deal. Your expert report should have everything you need. You don't need an evidentiary collection list. It is literally in your report. It goes in your scene description and your narrative. You don't need the evidence list. John, I feel like you screaming into the ether right now. No, you go off your report. If you tell me you need your evidence list and that your report won't help you, what kind of bullshit kindergartner wrote your report?
The same one testifying.
Let's keep going.
Yes, sir.
I hate you, John.
Your Honor, may I?
Says Walker, can I see what you're going to show him? Just because-
Hey, can I see what you're gonna show him? Because, like, I think you might be giving him a script of what to say. Because, like, I don't think he can string three words together that make a sentence.
Which again, by the way, you're not allowed to just read from a report. It's allowed to refresh your recollection, but you're supposed to be testifying from your own memory. And he apparently has none, which we'll find out much more later, but I won't be here to see it.
I'm sure you'll rewind and watch me lose my shit.
I'll cover it for you, John. It'll be fine.
Okay.
The amount of stuff he does not remember is amazing.
My man over here. Who is my man sitting in this other box? Is this a sheriff's deputy? Like, who's my man sitting over there, slouching down, looking like he's got his feet on the desk, just looking at him like, dude?
Given his position in a general courtroom, that would usually be a clerk. But he does seem like he's part of law
He looks
enforcement.
like a sheriff's deputy.
He does.
He's
But
sitting
usually that's
over
where-
there, like, giving the guy the side eye, like, what are you doing? I don't think these words mean what you think they do. Okay, let's try to get through this and before Stephanie starts the beginning. Otherwise, we're going to be here till next week. This is the fucking Daryl Brooks forensic gift that keeps on giving.
I know, right? Reverse Daryl Brooks.
By the way, blame Mike. I did not pick this case.
I blame you because I was trying to see what you were doing because I hadn't heard from you. And I saw your Twitter pop up and I clicked into the middle of the fucking insanity. So, no, you.
Fair enough.
I swear to God, if you and Mike start talking about this case at 3 o'clock and it is this bad, I'm going to fucking, you'll be able to hear me scream from Pennsylvania.
I am praying. I
Sir,
told
what
you.
would
I
refresh
told
your
you.
memory?
Okay, hold on. Sir, what can I give
so
you so
whenever
you
we
fake your
Enter
testimony?
evidence. We'll enter it as a fired casing, so that way, if I
Spent.
have the evidence list,
The evidence list.
wherever it says a fired casing, I'll just count all those, and that'll tell me how
Spent.
many we
No,
retrieved.
no,
from
you're
the
not
scene.
allowed to testify from documents. That's hearsay.
Why is it not in your report?
Because his competence level is not great.
My thinking is that he isn't actually aware very much of what's in his report. He just wrote it's a stream of consciousness, and then therefore it'd be difficult for him to find anything.
Okay, let's finish this.
I've been able to do that. Either he didn't write it.
W2 report the defense has no reason to object. He's making his case why everything should be thrown the fuck out. He's doing their job.
Yeah, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake, or she in this case.
That is the definition of exactly the prosecution's case this entire time. Every single one of their witnesses have only hurt them.
So, per the evidence list, there is 11 casings recovered, fire
No,
casings recovered.
Hearsay.
That is literally hearsay.
And were
They
all
did
of
nothing.
those? Where were
Fuck
all
me.
of those casings located or recovered?
No, no. Look at the
The,
kid, the
to the
pictures.
best of my knowledge, or my recollection, it's been 3 years, was inside the room where the deceit.
This is so much worse the second time around.
Okay, but
Inside the room. You should know exactly where they are. They're in the pictures.
no. Part of firearms expert evidentiary things, especially someone that gets into trajectories, which we're all going to have a lesson on trajectories and all of that very shortly, because I'm going to have a seizure and lose my mind over it. Is that you diagram and you put little arrows that are directionality. So no, just no. Somebody duct tape. You know what? He should be wearing a mask, because if I was there, I would put a piece of fucking duct tape over his mouth. He needs the Daryl Brooks fake shock cuffs. Because every time he says something stupid,
If they did that, if they did
Were there
that,
casings
this
in
guy
any
wouldn't
other
be able
part
to
of the room?
testify at
Not
all.
that I
We'd
can
kill him
recall,
in the
no.
first 3 minutes.
I'm putting underneath the document camera exhibit 61. Can you describe for us what is in this photograph?
That's a different angle.
okay, hold on. I got to hear this.
Of what?
Another photo. So where the circle's at, that's where the casing was found there. And then number 15 was on the bed. That's the canister, the bottle of mace that was in the decedent's hand.
Okay.
Okay, you do
John,
it.
where are you? Hold on. John?
Come here, John.
I'm here.
John?
I'm getting ready for the meeting. I'm listening. Let me
Get back
turn
on the
off
screen.
camera. Yeah, let me turn off the camera. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm just trying to get ready for my meeting.
Okay. So you asked if I was saying things are staged. So now we have removed the mace, quote unquote, aka the OC spray, from the dead man's hand, and we'd have set it on the bed.
Who took it out of his
We
hand?
we took it from the decedent. We put it on the bed where we're going to get DNA and fiber transfer instead of actual evidence collection, where you pick it up and it goes into a paper bag so it doesn't fuck shit up. We're going to put it onto a contaminated surface, and we're going to add an evidentiary marker and take a picture. And you're going to tell me that this little defect in the floor is where the other casing was, when we clearly saw the other casing was right up against 3, and it's missing now 2, but it's a picture from another angle after we've just admitted we contaminated the crime scene and have removed evidence. John?
He's muted.
Okay. I what? You
No,
can't.
that's about right.
But this is why Night of Knee, your head has to be exploding too.
It's
That's
ridiculous.
why I said it was a staged crime scene photo. This proves it. You took a piece of evidence, moved it, and then documented in it where you moved it. So then we obviously had to have put it back in his hand. Why? Why did you you're admitting you contaminated evidence and restaged a crime scene.
And by the way, not for nothing, they're charging him with tampering with evidence.
Okay.
They did.
Oh, good.
Did you not hear me? Did you catch that in yours? John, did you catch that when you looked at this?
The chat was
The-
the chat was on it, but I think Mike was talking about something, or I was. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like on a second look, this is so much worse.
Yeah, when you have somebody who it's actually their job to do this shit, you literally moved it to a point of contamination and then staged it. You've just admitted to it.
Yeah.
And this was the guy that was supposed to be in charge of this whole thing?
And
Yes.
the expert.
Was
Okay,
testified exactly 3 times.
okay, let's keep going.
We'll ask OMI if they want to take it with them or if they want us to keep it, and they allowed us to keep it. So I don't remember if it was one of us who took it out of the hand or OMI, but we
I
did.
don't remember if I staged the crime scene or if the doc staged the crime scene. I don't know which one of us staged it and put it on the surface that would contaminate it and make any further testing completely inadmissible and irrelevant.
you get
Actually, there's a
permission, and
question
then
from
we'll
the chat
photograph
for
it
you,
and
John.
package it as evidence.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are the police being accused of tampering or the defendant?
And what is
Which one do you think?
My guess would be the
More
defendant.
evidence located on
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
You're not.
Oh, hold on. I see stupid
And by the way, not for
incoming.
nothing, real quick before you get there. I don't know the order of events when it came to the photos. So if they restaged the crime scene, doesn't that throw out the whole idea of the mace being rotated in a certain way?
Yes.
Yep. And it also throws out what's caked onto it. And it throws out it's in his hand.
The whole thing.
And it couldn't have been because his hand would have relaxed. So either his hand would have been flat over top of it with the canister, the OC canister there,
Yep.
or why it was pointing at what would have been his face. So you had to have staged, like, you proved to me you didn't stage it for that picture because the body's already gone. But when did you restage this for that picture? And when did you contaminate that piece of evidence? Okay.
I don't know. And the DNA expert actually kind of is very helpful for the defense too on that one because
I'll get there.
DNA is on the mace
Scene
canister.
looks like I can see about 4 more casings. You want to circle them?
Yes, sir.
There's also a piece of the scope there.
Called it.
That
Scope
identified
ring.
as in the picture.
14, number 14.
What is number 4?
Number 4, oh, that looks like another casing. I'm sorry, it's hard to see on the screen. It's another fired casing.
Wait a minute. Why don't you know?
I'll get there. Just let me finish this part, or we're going to be here till 35. Well, I'm like 50 at the rate we're going. I'm already more than 35.
Just a different angle of the previous photos showing the relation of evidence. Looks like you can see 3 or maybe 4 more fired casings. So 1 right there, 6, 7.
Oh, Gremlin. That's a giggle.
That's all I can see in the photo.
I'm putting underneath the
Stephanie's more allergic than you are, Sanji.
Yep, just another photo, a different angle of evidence that was recovered. So another fired casing there, one there.
Okay. Your casing in the picture with 4 isn't in the place it was in the previous picture.
Nope.
No, you're right. It's not.
most of these casings, the casing that's in 8 is not in the same position it was in. The casing in 6 is not in the position it was in, and you know how I know? Look, I
Because
can
the
see
blood is
it.
under the casing.
Well, no, you can see the outline of the casing in blood.
Right, that's what I would say. That maybe poor phrasing.
And there was not 2 casings touching between 7 and 8 in earlier pictures.
I thought they
So,
were almost in parallel.
yeah, and the hat was not pushed totally up against the wall. And we still have some drag mark, but we have a bloody scope ring, which would not have been under his face. But the casing in 4 is not in the same location.
Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations, Loki.
casing.
You got sex bots in your chat. That's when you know you've really made it in YouTube.
Woohoo!
I've been
Mods,
getting them recently too. I don't know why.
mods, please remove them. I mean,
I dumped them all.
Sorry,
I
I
just
just thought
dumped
that
it
was,
out.
that was kind of funny.
that's fine. John, the casings are in a different picture. They're in a different place than the other evidentiary pictures.
Absolutely right. And
Did you catch this yesterday?
no, I did not.
So,
question, John, how easy would it be to get this for you to get this guy off?
This case is over. If that information gets to the defense, and an anonymous email, you can do it.
hey, John, if this was your case and you called me and you were like, "Hey, Steph, I need help," I could literally have every piece of evidence thrown out. Like, and
Yeah.
sorry to keep pausing, guys, but like, there's just so much wrong with this. And I saw that everybody in John's chat wanted clarification from the expert. But here's the thing, they also lifted the rug. You can see from this picture that the blood came from the top of the rug and soaked through.
Mhm.
So you pulled the rug back in order to take the picture of everything under it, because you could, if the rug had folded and was under him, the outline would not show bleed through for your blood stain on the bottom. And
You're absolutely right.
shell casing 5 would not be under it. So you took the rug and folded it, then folded it back, and I can also tell by the coagulatory pool, and folded it for your evidentiary pictures.
Loki, I'm actually not kidding. Reach out to the defense counsel.
I'm not reaching out to shit. Y'all can reach out. I got enough to, like, y'all can reach out, give them my email, but you literally, this is not possible. The blood came from the other direction. You fucked with the crime scene and folded the rug for the crime scene photographs, which make these pictures impossible.
Yeah.
This entire case someone should move for a mistrial right now.
No, you don't
want
obvious.
Or whatever.
The defense won't do it. They're going to let this one ride because I would.
No, you can't. No, because you can get it with prejudice. Move for dismissal with prejudice. I don't care. You've been paneled a jury. Double jeopardy is attached.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
This is the kind of thing that, because I think that the prosecution is going to rest today. This is the kind of thing that they need for their motion for a directed verdict. Because, yes, you're absolutely right. Number 6 is a perfect example of where they obviously moved the casing.
Or how about the fact that you can clearly see the blood on the backing of the carpet is soaked through? Based off of the picture, you have tampered with the crime scene before you took the pictures. And the shell casing in 5 could not have been under the carpet.
You're absolutely right. It could not have possibly been.
Okay,
I mean,
let's
just the same way that the shell
right
casing,
there.
what was it, 11, couldn't have been under the bin.
let's
That's it
keep on
for
with this.
fired
I see.
casings that I
I
can
see
see.
what's going on.
Is this the side of the room that the majority of the fired casings were located?
Who
Yes.
knows? Did you throw them up in the air and just wait to see where they'd land? 'Cause that sure as shit seems like what you did. Oh, look. See, those two casings that are touching in the picture right before this
And
are
what is
now
this photograph
fucking
of?
in
Just another angle
parallel
of
to the wall
where
and nowhere near where they are in the
evidence was
picture right.
located. So number
Literally.
8 was a fired casing.
Someone just give them a link to. Someone just give the defense a link to this live stream. That's all we have to do.
Seriously, just send this video to the defense counsel. Somebody.
Look, here's between 7 and 8. Let's look where the casings are. See, we have a pretty L formation.
Mhm.
14. Number 14.
What is number 4?
Pretty nice
Number
L
4.
formation.
Oh, that looks like another casing. I'm sorry. It's hard to see on the screen.
You should know what number
It's
4
another
is, dumbass.
Fired casing.
And it's right there up against it. Let's go back to the next picture.
At that point, it's not.
It's moved away from it.
Just a
There's
different
no
angle of the previous
secondary
photos,
blood
showing
print.
the relation of evidence. Looks like you can see 3, looks like 3 or maybe 4 more
What a
fired casings. So one right there.
Show the
6,
jury
right.
where you tampered with evidence and moved it.
All right, I'm gonna order my car. I'll stick around until it gets here, but I might have to drop out quickly. So thank you
Cool.
for having me on.
That's all I can see
Love
in the
having you
photo.
on. I'll watch you and Mike later.
I'm
All right.
sitting underneath the document camera space of 64.
Oh, look.
In different angle.
Yep, just another photo.
That
a different
bullet
angle of
And number 4 is no longer on the ground up against
evidence
it.
that was recovered. So
And the shell casings between 7 and 8 are now in an L formation, not parallel to the wall, almost up
2 right
against it.
there.
So which picture's right?
That's it for fired casings that I can see.
Is this the side of the room that the majority of the fired casings were located?
Yes.
I'm putting underneath the document camera space of 65. And what is this a photograph of?
Just another angle of where evidence was located. So number 8 was a fired casing. 10, 11. That's all I can see in this photo from now.
Question: Is that casing number 8 on top of the evidence marker?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks
What is
like
this a
to me.
photograph of?
Looks like a gray tote with a fired casing on top of it, located as number 12.
Hello?
There was no casing on top of the tote in the earlier pictures.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And if there was a casing on top of the tote in other pictures, Hunter Buck says that casing, number 12, is the one that's underneath the tote in the picture when they've removed the tote.
That is a extremely plausible position. I would not bet against you.
And, the picture before, you just put up back-to-back pictures that showed 4 shell casings in different positions. So which one's right?
What a disaster.
Please tell me which one is right. Which piece of forged evidence are you using to convict someone?
To throw somebody away for life.
Because
Which they're not going to be able to do. Do we know the name? Can I get the full name of the accused, please?
If you look up the case, you should be able to find it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the case. State of Minnesota versus Cummins, and I'm seeing
New Mexico.
New Mexico. No. So I actually had that backwards.
That's okay. Listexia happens.
Okay, more stupid. I hope this would have gone faster. But I am sorry to those I'm annoying with the constant pausing, but there's just so much wrong. And I can't.
It'll go faster once I'm gone.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I have to keep pausing it just while I yell at it. Because there's just so much to point out. And as all of my lovelies were asking when I was losing it in your chat,
Oh, that's why
that
we're
everybody needed answers and was,
What is this? A
or even
photograph
your
of?
guest that was
Um,
confused by what they were trying
Just
to
a different
explain.
angle of
Okay, wait,
evidence
wait,
collection where
wait.
they were.
You caught a shit ton of stuff that we didn't.
Wait. The Ariat box was on top of the bed in the first set of pictures. Because I commented on my boots, how is the Ariat box now sandwiched between two mattresses with an evidence marker and what appears to be a firearm and a casing?
Somebody needs to send this video to the defense.
Who moved the mattress?
I imagine it was not the defendant.
Yeah,
And that's
no.
all that matters.
Because the mattress was just... No, you took pictures documenting the Ariat box. And it wasn't there. I could read the top. You took the shit off the top of the tote, you set it on the bed, you moved a mattress so you could climb your fat ass up on top of something and take a picture from a skyline view, and whatever 18 is supposed to be, I don't know yet, I'm guessing a firearm or something, and you put something on top of it.
What a fucking...
So in what order? You're showing me the evidence in a different place.
All right, guys. I apologize. I got to roll.
Bye.
I'll see you. Thanks, everyone.
Later. The Ariat box is in the wrong place now.
Located in reference to the room.
Croco will keep me
18 looks like
apprised of questions if I miss them.
I believe it was a rifle.
Yeah, I'll have them.
Danny, am I answering the questions you had yesterday? Yep.
Close-up view.
What is
It's
that
a firearm.
It's a rifle.
It's a rifle with a sling that wasn't there. It wasn't in front of the Ariat box. It wasn't under a mattress based off all of the other pictures.
We have no evidence it was even in the room.
So please tell me where this started. Did you just pull it out of your butt and like set it there?
It may have been in the closet or something. I don't know.
Apparently this guy needs to go find a closet to hide in and never show his face again. No!
Or like a mid-range view of the
Like a
same
Springfield.
photo, documenting the rifle that was located underneath the bed, well, between the bed mattress.
That also collected?
Yes.
Putting underneath the document camera exhibit 70. What is this, a photo?
It's a photo of evidence removed and staged because we already saw it in the dead person's hand.
Bottle that was located in the Stevens hand. And that was collected too.
Yeah, I'm going to admit that it was in the decedent's hand and then I moved it and contaminated it and took a picture of it because like that's how we do things.
That is a photograph of
because lawful law.
The front door where I went into, looking back at the porch.
And State's exhibit 73.
Really?
That's a view from inside the porch area, looking back at the property.
Gremlin King, and Mike, and where are the other one?
That's the picture of the rifle that was collected.
Danny,
on scene, the AR-15
let me know if
what other items
I'm answering your
were collected
questions.
from the scene.
I saw you had questions yesterday. So you wrote with pen in the evidence box. No. Fuck you, no. And
Can't you just put a little sticky label down there?
well,
Or
there
even
should
just a temporary paper label so that we.
more than one piece of evidence doesn't go into the same box.
Oops.
G2 goes in its own box. We don't write with pen in the box with the evidence. Oh, and please tell me where the scope ring that was under his face came from, because I can see scope rings on this.
Unless they reassemble, unless they put the scope ring back on.
Well,
Not impossible.
I mean, we've staged everything else, but I can
Why
see
not
the
that?
scope rings. So please tell me, like, A, you improperly collected evidence. B, we don't write with pen. C, you make it safe and lock the bolt back, and then you secure it so it's not like bouncing around in the cardboard like small children on a carnival ride. And more than one piece of evidence, being G2 and G1, they go in their own boxes.
Okay.
Someone that
in the chat
watches
here.
CSI, hold on. Someone that has watched a season of CSI could do better.
I've watched a couple of those. Sim, for the record, the defendant is not the one presenting the photos in any order. This is still the prosecution's taste. He's on direct now.
Yeah, Sim, this is the prosecution and their expert witness. I'm not sure as an expert in what? Monkeys fucking footballs, maybe?
Fired? No. You'd be prosecuted, Knight.
Literally, Knight, I know you're stroking out like I am. This is literally malpractice. This is literally falsifying a crime scene. This entire case should be tossed. This is absolute insanity. Guys, if I didn't manage to answer questions, and when we get to the next day, because the gun issues get so much worse, just let me know so I can answer your questions.
I'm actually
Best of my
watching.
knowledge, we had the
I'm
fired
watching chat
casings,
from both channels, so I
the
will
rifle
actually pick
itself,
those up.
the magazine,
Okay,
I
thanks.
believe the hat.
That's not what's in the
piece-
picture. Why are
I
you
believe
talking
a
about the
piece of
fucking
the
hat?
scope that was that
Pause.
fell off or was on the floor.
Pause, please.
Some
Yeah. Michael,
swabs, DNA
how to fuck
swabs,
up
or,
a case
or
without
swabs of
really
blood.
trying? No.
Okay, tell us how you do that. Tell us about DNA swabs with blood.
So they're not really. So when we process the scene, especially with blood,
A DNA expert is called a serologist. Serology, not DNA expert. For one. For
That's
two,
a blood expert.
yeah, you do not have the requisite background or biology or physics degrees to testify to it. So anything you say is stupid. And why are we looking at a picture of a firearm talking about blood? You're an idiot, sir.
we're going to process it no matter what. And in this case, I processed the suspected bloodstains. So I labeled them SBS, which means suspected bloodstain. Okay. As obvious as people might think it is, it's really not. You know, we can't say specifically that it's blood.
You
Only the
can't say
lab, when we send it to the lab,
specifically
can tell
anything
you,
other
if it's blood or
than
whose
You
blood it
have
is it human
two
blood? So
blood,
I'll just
two
pick certain
brain
areas to
spells that
get blood
will
swabs.
let you rub them
We'll
together
swab
for
them
a spark.
two per, I guess, item number. We'll let them dry on a drying table for about 10, 20 minutes, and then we'll package them as evidence, seal them up, and send them off.
And did you do that here?
Yes.
Are you the one who swabs the firearm?
No, we do not process firearms. Only the lab is allowed to process the firearm for any type of DNA or whatever you want to talk about.
At the beginning,
So
you
when
said you took
collected
it to a
this
truck to
firearm on
process
scene,
this
tell us the
shit.
process for that.
So with any scene and crime scene, right, you're processing a firearm, and you're always wearing gloves. Okay, rubber gloves. We change them out. We go through about a box a scene, maybe 2 boxes, because we change them out so often. But
Yeah, because you're
anytime
staging the
dealing with
crime
evidence
scene.
or
You got to
anytime you're
change your
inside the
gloves
scene,
more
you're
often.
always wearing protective rubber gloves. So if you're processing a weapon, especially in this case, this AR-15,
Stop talking.
you're wearing gloves. And yeah, that's how we process weapons.
Okay, and then you package it up. It looks like in a cardboard box.
Correct. Yes, correct. We don't remove anything. So like that one had a scope. Sometimes it's hard to package a rifle with a scope on it. So we just, we have stuff that we do, but everything is
We have
packaged
stuff that we do. I do
whatever
stuff
type of
all day.
paper, plastic, whatever, it depends.
And do you seal that package?
Yes, absolutely.
And then what do you do with that?
Once the package is sealed and it's dated and signed and initialed, then we'll type it into evidence, our evidence tracker database. It'll print us out a little label. We'll stick it on there, and then once evidence is all collected, whatever agency we're assisting, they'll get an evidence list from me or whoever's the crime scene manager. We'll go through every single piece of evidence with that department, and they'll sign for it. They'll take it, and now that evidence belongs to them.
So you're not the entity.
So you can't explain chain of custody. Do you make sure to tell them that you screwed with it first? Did you tell me? Did you tell them that you contaminated the evidence before you gave it to them? Did you tell them that? Sir, I understand at this point you have a single brain cell in your head, and apparently the canoe that it's sitting in, it has dropped one of the oars and is just paddling in a circle. Like I understand what's going on between your ears. It's over here paddling in a circle while you're like, yeah, I put multiple pieces of evidence in the same box because I don't want to see because it's hard to put a rifle with a scope in a box. So I put more than one, and then I write in pen, which can transfer, and then I shake it up, and I've already taken it to a van where I said I process them, but I don't process them because we can't process firearms. And I try to swab them, and then I set them out in an uncontrolled environment where everything else can contaminate it. Did you tell them that too? I just asking for a friend.
Entity that takes it to the lab, the agency does?
No, yeah, we don't ever keep evidence. Just we always it's always signed off to whoever we're assisting.
I don't keep evidence, but when I do, I tamper with it. Dos Equis.
Where would it go?
Yes.
I would go to probably the firearms lab in Santa Fe, if they want. If it's depending on if it needs to be sent.
So
all firearms get sent, whether you think they need to be or not.
Broken scope that was on scene. Can you circle on the screen where that would be attached?
At the front part. The
Cap.
cap, yeah,
Sorry.
the cap to the scope would go right there.
Okay.
To the front part of it.
And you testified earlier that you work at the armory, right?
Correct.
Do you ever use electrical tape to attach a cap?
No, everything we use has caps that that fit, and they snug and they snap on. They're pretty snug.
Okay.
Please tell me why there's electrical tape holding the cap on for the scope then, sir. Especially when There's no way if there was electrical tape on there, that scope ring would have been under the dude's face while he was face down on the ground. Literally, you have a scope ring on the ground under the dead man's face, but you are telling me this shit is literally electrical. Sir? Sir? No.
I'm putting underneath the document camera. Exhibit 77. What is this a photograph of?
That's a photograph of the magazine that was collected on, that was laying next to the AR-15.
Okay, so this is G2. So we have picked it up from where it was. We've put it in a box with G1. Neither is secure in the box. Then we shook it around like you're making fucking shake and bake for dinner. And now it's in another, on a sheet of paper sitting on top of our G1 evidence, not appropriately marked or secured, so there's no way to tell if that's the magazine. That's where we're at. Okay.
How many rounds does this magazine hold?
30.
And how many rounds were left in the magazine?
I don't know the exact. I looked at, because we can look.
You don't know. The answer is you don't know. See these nifty, that nifty orange line? That tells you how many are left. I mean, although you did say we don't process anything, the state crime lab did. So to avoid hearsay, I'd personally be like, I don't know. Talk to the person that actually unloaded the magazine, because I sure as shit didn't. But that little orange indicator line tells you. That's why it's there. That's how guns work.
Look through the top of it, maybe 6 or 7. I don't know the exact number.
Okay. Who collected the magazine?
Agent Nemus.
Can you describe to the jury what type of ammunition was in this weapon?
You don't know. You didn't unload it. Gremlin King, why are paper bags used rather than clear plastic? So if you're trying to preserve things like DNA, fingerprints, and all of that, plastic degrades your forensics. That's why we use paper bags and cardboard boxes. And then sometimes the paper bag will go into plastic, which is then sealed, but it'll interact with evidence and degrade it. That's why you don't want to contaminate it. But I mean, we're already contaminating shit by moving it all over the place and doing what we want with it. So you might as well have licked it.
So this is your standard 5.56 ammunition, just the size-wise. This was green-tipped ammunition. Usually green tip indicates armor-piercing rounds that were located inside
False.
the magazine itself.
And I thought you don't touch it. I thought the state lab does all of your firearms analysis. So please tell me why you were screwing with it then.
And Your Honor, before I go into another round of photos, do you want me to
Approach the
continue?
bench for a second.
Approach the bench. The window licker needs time. guys. And the worst part is this gets worse on the next day. It gets so much worse that I was literally screaming in the chat. This is nothing compared to the next day's evidence. Oh my God. Night of Knee, you wanted to see me have a stroke. My resting blood pressure is like 90/50, but I think I might be human and have one right now. Thank God there's only 6 minutes left in this day. Get yourself a hairbrush. I'm not saying being a lawyer is all about being pretty, but at least look like you didn't roll out of bed, unlike me who's sitting in bed with my Pippi Longstocking Wednesday Addams braids. Oh, y'all in the chat that know me, please tell me, what are we thinking of the very long hair with the red? Do we like the change? And while he is on mute, that is not me, that is the court. I do not have him on mute. Their audio has dropped out for some reason, apparently. Or they have it muted. That's not me. Like, subscribe, share, do the YouTube things. Help me grow the channel. You guys from John's channel have been amazing. I got like 70 subscribers from you guys. You guys have been amazing. Like, subscribe. If you find someone you want me to collab with, let me know. I'm happy to collab with anybody. My viewers will tell you I'm happy to collaborate with anybody. I've, worked with Mortessa, Croco, my amazing tech squirrel, wherever he is. Let me know. We're going to stare at the ceiling for a while. Okay, well, while we stare at the ceiling, I'm going to look at questions. Oh my God. Michael Stahl, I know you were in the chat when I was screaming in John's thing with a testimony for tomorrow. The next day's test. This is what you guys did not warn me it was that bad for day one. You said it was bad. You didn't tell me I should day drink bad. I woke up, made sure my braids looked okay, and grabbed coffee and put like lip gloss on because I looked dead. I feel personally attacked. Like, you guys are you guys did not prepare me for how bad this really is. This is going to be, this is so much worse the next day when this guy continues. Julie, watching a single season of CSI, you could have probably done better than this idiot. I need my happy necklace. Like, Julie, literally. I'm the one that can't tear you away from this shit show. I can, but it was the chat. John and Michael and all my, and Night of Knee and Peterson and all of my peoples, all of my loves in John's chat that were like, Stephanie is losing her, like, Loki's lost her mind. Loki has literally lost her mind. You guys are... Croco, are you still here? Get back
Yeah,
here.
I am still here. We had a minor attempt by Firefox to crash, and I didn't return myself to the live stream thereafter. Can you push this back about 10-15 seconds? Because the nameplate is actually legible. The judge's nameplate is legible
A
just
cap.
just a moment or two ago.
No, everything we use has
No,
caps
not
that
10,
that,
15
that fit
minutes.
in
Just it
some
was
of
just
this
a few
nub, and
seconds.
they
Just
snap up.
just before they pan the camera up. There you go. From here. Now, the judge's name tag will be available here momentarily. It's going to zoom in. Come on.
Looks like George P. something.
Something with an S ending in WLOLD is what we
Looks
can
like
see here.
Schofield.
Could be. Here
It
in a
should-
few seconds, it'll zoom in and we'll be able to actually read it carefully.
Eichenwald.
There you go. Now we know his name. I thought that's what I saw. I just wasn't sure. I've been trying to. Yeah, I think you're giving this witness a little too much credit on the single brain cell theory. Seriously.
Well, I
If
wanted
he's
to
got
make
a single freaking neuron in there.
Well, Danny and Knight and everybody were like, hey, and Sim and like all my loves from the other channel were like, oh my God, Stephanie's losing it. Loki's losing it. I want to see this covered. But this level of sir, I did not get enough warning for this level of stupid. Nick, you are good. Nick, I'm gonna lose it again momentarily because once this stupid finishes, is there anything between here and the end of the day?
No, there's not. Well, there's nothing. As far as I know, this was actually the second. This is actually the last part. Yeah, I think this is end of day. This is the end of day two.
Okay.
And Sim, not all of us day drink because some of us can't afford to. And it's New Mexico Superior Court.
Whew.
I'm trying to find this guy's.
Hi, Nick. Yes, Nick, I was losing. You don't have to apologize. Oh, okay. Well, that's not me, Michael. That's my tech man, the Croco.
What am I doing wrong now?
He asked if you're using a hammer on the keys.
No. This particular keyboard is at least mostly mechanical, so it tends to do that.
Okay, guys, this is day 3. This is where I lost it in John's chat. So we're gonna hit play and wait for them to come back on here. So I just started. Day 3 is now playing Law and Crime. This is commentary. I promise. Don't strike my channel. This would be commentary because Lord knows I have not gone more than like 2 minutes without screaming at somebody. So commentary. Be nice, law and crime. Yeah, Gremlin, here it comes. Oh, Lord. In a minute, I'm going to have to switch to my big cup of coffee because I'm almost done.
I have to make some new ones here. August Sheldon Cummins.
I thought it was Ike something.
No. I'm looking for the defendant.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So, chat, but while we're waiting for them to appear, do we have questions for Loki from day 2? Yeah, Gremlin, I think I'm giving Loki, I think I'm giving John an aneurysm because he's like, wait, I didn't notice that with the evidence. How did you not?
no, that's not the correct defendant anyway.
You're a defense attorney. You guys do defense. Night of Knee and anyone that's asking, Lokificent YT@gmail.com is my email. Night, you should have it somewhere. Let's do this. While we wait for them to appear. Vicky, yeah, I addressed that. So it is a different weapon because the one's a Sig Sauer platform AR and the other one has a wood stock that the first one does not. And guys, if you're feeling my channel, please subscribe, share, put the bell on because I kind of randomly am notorious to, go live when people annoy me. But also do me a favor, and all my loves go to Croco's channel. The Lord Crocosquirrel posts lots of great gaming content, and he posts lots of great, based and raw political commentary, and he is my main man when it comes to tech behind the screen. So pretty please go give him a follow, even though he's got a channel much larger than I do. But like, subscribe, share, do YouTubey things. Definitely check out Croco, especially for the gaming streams. See if I have any other questions. You guys have my email. Michael, I have no idea what they think they're proving. All I can prove is that they think they stayed at a Holiday Inn Express or watched a season of CSI the night before. I have no definitive. I don't. You have parts of a scope taped on, but the scope ring is under the dead man's face. I'm going to need you to explain that. Nick, not a problem. I am always happy to be here to distract. You are welcome and loved in our lair. We welcome and love everybody in the lair. The only rules in the lair are we keep it classy, as in we're not anti-Semitic, we're not racist, no hate speech and slurs. So we don't do that. If you've resorted to name calling, that means we need to improve our vocabulary and come up with something that's not straw man arguments. Like let's not attack a person. You can attack for the most part. And there are no dumb gun questions from my viewers. We will not shame anybody who's new to guns or doesn't know about guns. Everybody starts somewhere. I start all of my gun videos with safety's paramount. And I am here for all of my Lair members, as ones that are my regulars can attest. The 14 of you who have put up with me for 2 hours so far. But you know, I'm here for you. I will answer Instagrams. I answer Twitter DMs. I answer emails. I answer everything. And you know, I am here for all my beasties. I love my beasties. So just, you know, come join the family. Invite your friends to join the family. We like to have fun. And as we see, I like to make fun of stupid. And I don't have much of a filter. So we do lots and lots and lots of fun 2A stuff. Come get down with the sickness. Yeah, come to get down with the depravity that is Lokificent and her inability to deal with stupidity. Okay. Yeah, Gremlin, I can't. I just can't with the stupid. I feel the need to like scream at stupid. Sorry, I was looking at some of my other messaging I was getting on other platforms to make sure that it was not. And to the person on Instagram that asked me, my necklace is literally an anatomically correct human heart. Sorry, I got an Instagram message that said, what is on your neck that you're playing with? It is literally a human heart on a chain. Patty, love you too. Give the pupper a kiss for me. Yeah, Gremlin, I don't mind, you know, I don't know. I don't mind like beginners firearms questions, even like with this trial. I don't, as you saw, John was like, I didn't catch that. I don't mind explaining and teaching. And I mean, I know everybody that found me from Law Talk with Mike knows, you know, Mike's against like teaching things. I like to teach things and have a balance between education and fun. We have lots of fun. We over here in the Lair cut up and have lots and lots of fun. And I do appreciate the 17 of you that are hanging here with me. I do appreciate it greatly. I don't, STFU, I don't suffer fools. But I tell them they are them. Nick Wilson asks me, how do I package evidence that's found in a lake, for example? It depends. Yeah, Michael, that's why I'm not a lawyer. I got told they would lock me in a closet if I went to law school. Many lawyers have told me that. So, Nick, it depends on what it is. If it is clothing or something, you pick it up, it goes into a tub, or it goes into some kind of sterile, in that case, possibly plastic bag. It goes back to the crime scene, and then it goes into a room where you wear a Tyvek suit, your hair like mine, your hair's up, your hood's up, and yeah, STFU, I deal with that in the medical world too, but still, I don't suffer them. I tell them they are. As you all know, I will tell anybody just about anything. So then we take it out of the plastic. It's put on a sterile, clean, drying area, allowed to completely dry, then processed, and then packaged and put in paper. But because it's on a sterile plastic sheet, when we let it dry, we package that too. So if there's any transfer, it's all there together, but it's temporarily put into the plastic. But other than that, you don't put the majority of evidence into plastic. You can degrade and contaminate it. Swabs obviously go into airtight glass or plastic vials. But then they're taken back to the lab where they're removed, they're dried, and put into sterile vials that are non-reactive. Danny, I can't give you the theory yet because literally all that I've seen is what you have been here to watch with me with this last idiot from day 2. I can give you more of my theory after we watch a little bit more of this idiot's testimony. Just because I have no context or background. If you guys would like me to give a little bit more of my opinion in that regard, I would need more. Watching you daily, are you in here still? Yeah, Michael, I will once I have my theory. I just need a little bit more to go off of. I literally did not watch this trial. I had just popped in to see if John's monetization had been approved because I was helping him with it behind the scenes and lost my mind. And then you guys in the chat kind of baited me into the stupid. Let me move that a little bit. Here we go. Okay, yeah, Night of Knee, I'm probably going to stop right before their stream. And I will finish mine and more stuff that comes up today later. Because I don't want to step on their toes. And if they want me to pop on to their stream, I'm more than willing. They can invite me. I'm more than willing to. But out of respect for everybody, I will probably pause mine since I'm doing a catch-up Yes, we've all seen the Eagle and the Sovereign Citizen and Admiralty Court and yeah, Gremlin King. They are running on Law Talk with Mike. So somebody let me know if you catch it. They're going at 3. Thank you, Michael. That's very sweet of you. Michael, I will be back regardless. Even if Night of Knee is not Night of Knee, even if they go till like 8 or 9 tonight, I will be back on and I will cover the rest of this and their stuff from today. But I know a lot of you guys came from there and have some allegiance to them. I feel loved. I do. I feel very loved.
Officer, why don't you come back to the witness stand?
So, but I will be here and I will finish later regardless. But we're going to have fun until they are, till close to their stream and someone will let me know. Did the man at least change clothes? Because he was wearing this ugly ass suit and jacket yesterday. Sir? And the defense or prosecution needs a hairbrush even more.
Yes.
You know where the camera is. Brush your hair. I'm not saying you have to look like a model. I'm not saying you have to be attractive. What I need is for you to brush your hair. Yes, I rolled out of bed like this. It's still more presentable than what your hair looks like. Brush it. Ah. I just with these people. Danny, Michael, guys, make sure I'm going to pop my chat out so I can see it better. Patty, are you a mod on my channel? I thought you were.
Ms. Walker.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hold
How
on.
are you?
Good morning.
Give me 1 second before I hit play. Patty. Hold on, guys. I need to do this since Night of Knee is not available and since Croco is missing. Since Croco has no power right now, I need to do this really quick. And it will be really quick, I promise. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Hmm. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry, my lovelies. Give me 1 second. One second, guys. Since I lost my people. One second, guys. I'm almost done. Okay. Well, guys, we're going to go this part alone. Zulu's here. Okay. Zulu, you're my only mod at the moment. Patty, resend me your link. It's not letting me add you as a mod for some reason. I don't know why, but you should be a mod on my channel. Okay, guys, let's go. Let's.
I'm just going to go over a couple pictures that we already talked about. I'm going to put under the document camera states exhibit 68. The lighting on this screen isn't very good. Can you see that, sir?
Yes, I can.
Look at the
exhibit
evidence
or
I
the one that's
forged.
marked 18. Was that in the room?
Yes, it was.
Whose gun was that?
How is it in the room if it wasn't in the first pictures?
And is that where you guys found it?
Correct. Yes, that is where we found it.
Hi, Vicky. Bye, Vicky. Go vote. We can't wait to have you back. To the 19 of you here, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all.
And Your Honor, may I park?
Well, Zulu, I might need you to remove porn bots. You're my only mod right now that's in here, I think.
And sir, can you please remove the item from that?
Okay. You want me to put on some gloves?
Yes, you put on gloves. Why are you asking? Standard operating procedure. Gloves.
You said remove it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, she said lick it.
And is that the mace that was taken from Mr.
OC spray, not mace. OC spray.
Yes.
Can you describe to the jury how mace typically works? Is this something that's squeezed from
Oh,
the
for the
side
love
or the
of
top,
God.
or how does it work?
Are you a chemist?
And if you could stand up so they
Okay.
can see you.
On this particular model, something that I carry as well, there's a clip like a safety on the top. So in order for it to be deployed or sprayed, you'd have to lift up the clip and then put your thumb underneath it in order to deploy.
Oh, instead of it pointing towards your face like you know it is in the dead guy's hand.
Kind of a safety mechanism, that way you don't accidentally spray anybody yourself. But it needs to be lifted up and then sprayed.
Thank you, sir. And Your Honor, may I approach? Yes.
I love the like bailiff slash whatever just chilling over there with the hands hooked through the vest. Like I'd rather be anywhere other than here.
I'm approaching what's been marked for identification purposes as case exhibit 78 to 93.
Okay.
Are we gonna look at these with any critical anything? Or are we gonna Daryl Brooks it?
Do you recognize those?
I do.
How do you recognize those?
Those are photos that I took of the scene.
How do you know that you took them?
And,
How do you know they're the ones you took?
they appear to be in the same or similar condition as when they were taken?
Yes.
And is it an accurate representation of the scene?
How
Yes.
do you know
How
they're
would
the
say
ones you
with
took?
submission of exhibits
You said you had someone
79
doing
to 93?
photographs.
No objection.
Is 79 or 78?
78, sorry. Through
78 through 93 will be admitted.
If comments start
May I approach?
disappearing, someone message
Yes.
me or Zulu or. How do we know those
And before
those
I
are the
move on
pictures
to
you
these,
took?
new set of photos, which will be my last set of photos, I'm putting under the document camera, again, states exhibit 68. And just for clarification purposes, sir, is this what the mattress looked like when you entered the room?
To the best of my recollection, yes.
Okay. Did you have to move it to put the marker in there?
Yes, we had to lift it up in order to get a photo of where that rifle was located.
And in this
So
photograph, we
you
also
just
see what
admitted
says
again that you
area
contaminated the crime
like a
scene.
shoebox, I guess?
Yes,
Did you also place that there?
I believe we did. I don't remember. I believe we did because it helped
You
get a better
don't
photo. and held the
remember?
mattress up. That way we could show in the photo where the
No, no, no. No, 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 no. You what? Sir. Sir, we are a minute into this, and I want to smack you, and not in a way you would enjoy. Your first photo showed the Ariat box in a completely different place. And there was no firearm on the bed. And now you're saying, well, yeah, that's how it was. So we lifted the mattress up, which will move things, stuck an evidence marker there, and then moved the box because it would help the picture. But I already testified based off of the other pictures that this is what it looked like. So which picture came when? And when did you decide to contaminate the crime scene? Nick, it appears to be blood on a window shade, but when they zoom in, I will be able to tell you more. But your first set of pictures don't match this picture, just like your casings are moved in multiple pictures. So
rifle was located.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm putting underneath the document camera, it's been marked as States Exhibit 78. Can you describe to the jury what this is a photograph of?
That's a photograph of the exterior porch area as you're coming in from the driveway towards the residence. And those three markers you see there are defects that I found. They were actually pointed out to me by the sergeant from SCSO at the time.
Okay. If you're the crime scene manager, nobody should be pointing defects out to you. You methodically should be going through said crime scene and finding it all. Because if they pointed it out to you and you've missed it, that tells me you're shit at your job. I mean, like, this whole trial's already told me that, but we could have stopped before now with the how fucking stupid you are. Oh, Jesus Lord. Someone had to point. No. We don't lead field trips through evidence and through crime scenes. Stop. Where are your appropriate markers other than where you taped freaking stupid ass rulers to the wall? You should have markers and they should not be touching. You're an idiot.
And can you tell us how you typically go about documenting a scene where trajectory is involved? What's your guys' first step?
First off, again, we'll take our overall, so on and so forth. And then at this point, I was just assigned myself to document any trajectory or type of defects that might be in the house based off what I saw. So what we'll do is we'll put little small ruler markers, like little tape rulers, millimeter side up, and we'll just place them underneath it to get a reference of how big a defect was. And I'll just go throughout the house and see if there's any defects where they're at and photograph them.
How do you typically label what you called a defect?
I label it as I1, I2, and it just stands for impact.
Do you recall
Defects
how
don't
many
have to be
impacts you
caused by
documented at the
impact.
scene?
I don't. If I had to guess, 13, 14.
You still
at the
don't
time, I
know.
don't remember.
Let me get
Exactly.
Would that be in your
list, which
report
is
without refreshing
hearsay.
memory?
It would, yeah.
Give me a list to refresh my hearsay. Because I can't write a competent report. I need a soundboard to play circus music.
Okay. So yeah, at the third bottom paragraph, it states. Okay.
Let me ask the questions. Why?
has.
You haven't
How
done a
many
good job of it
impacts
yet
did
so
you
far.
Document at this scene.
14.
14. And what is a trajectory rod?
Trajectory rod is a little rod. They come in different sizes that allows us to place through an impact spot or a defect spot to see if we can get an angle of how a projectile or something that impacted a wall, or in this case that porch, what type of angle it was going at.
So I'm putting underneath the document.
No. No. All of it, no.
Exhibit 79. What is this a photo of, sir?
That's the same photograph as the prior one. This one just shows trajectory rods through those impact sites.
Sir, this is not 1980 something. This is not 1990 something. We don't walk around sticking little red chopsticks in holes anymore. We don't. We don't. But before you get to this point, would you like to explain that you have to process each defect before you can get to this step? I'm gonna need you to explain what you do before, because you jamming a chopstick in a hole dependent on directionality just destroyed your trajectory analysis. You just ruined the original evidence. I'm going to need you to tell me what you did between point A and point B before you fucked up the crime scene.
Now I'm putting underneath the document camera. Actually, let me ask a couple more questions. Can you,
Let me just hand you a
when you
shovel.
review a scene and you're documenting trajectory like you did in this scene, can you describe to the jury what the differences that you see between an entry and an exit impact are?
Well, it all depends on, there's various factors that come into play. So on some close-up photos of this, in order to get a good angle from trajectory, I was taught there has to be an entry and an exit. Okay. The problem with that is.
Okay. A, no. B, all of the no. C, go back to the Holiday Inn that you stayed at that makes you an expert. You don't. No.
Is if the projectile is tumbling, if it slows down or it impacts something else, and it slows down what they call yaw, or it's tumbling, it's going to go.
Okay. Lessons with Loki. Lessons with Loki using lip gloss. Bullet. Okay? Because YouTube won't let me hold things. Yaw. Okay. So you have pitch of bullet. Yaw is side to side like on a boat. So we're discussing that things can move in different planes. So for something to yaw, you are describing its horizontal movement. Pitch is its vertical, and tumbling is it moving in all of the axes of movement. Okay. Now, it's Michael, not quite. It's going to tumble if it's already gone through something. But just 2 feet through the air, no. It has to, those are the laws of physics. Every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Objects in motion will remain in motion until acted upon by the force of something else. So it's going to come out the barrel of the gun and stay like this until something else affects it.
Continue on its path, but it's not going to give you the size of the hole as if there was nothing in between it. So, for example, if there was a shot fired through this desk, there'd be a small hole here and a small hole on the other side, nothing in between to slow it down. But when there's deflection or it hits a door or a wall and then starts tumbling, it's going to go through stuff and it's going to give an elongated, I guess, hole. So on that point right there, it's hard.
No, it is not. You are discussing and conflating 2 separate things. There is temporary cavitation and permanent cavitation. We are discussing temporary, usually used in context of people, wound tracks, and permanent tracks. Temporary cavitation, permanent cavitation. I'm going to need you to use your big boy vocabulary. I understand. That's hard for you, sir. But no.
to get an exact angle that it hits the wall, if that makes sense, because it's tumbling or it's slowing down in yaw.
Okay.
That's
And
pitch,
I'm
not
looking at
yaw.
the document camera states exhibit 80. What is this a photograph of?
That's a photograph of the interior. So the previous photographs showed the exterior of the porch. That's a photograph of the interior of that porch where I labeled those defects.
Can you point to where the defects are for the jury, please?
Sure. That's all I can see from now.
Okay, and then one follow-up question on the defects. Are you able to age these defects? Can you say whether or not they happened the time of this incident or if they were there previously?
I can't answer that. I don't know if there's a possibility to tell when it happened. No.
Really? Really? You're the expert. You're the expert, and you can't explain if you can age it. You're the expert, and you can't explain this? Yes, you can age it. Can you age it to the minute? No. Can you say it's recent? Yes. Can you say it's been there for, a few days, weeks, months, year? Yes. But you can age a defect. If you don't know that, I'm going to need you to stand up and leave.
Now I'm putting underneath the document camera what's been marked as States Exhibit 81. It's not letting me erase it, but can you tell the jury what's documented in this photograph, sir?
So it's almost the same photo as the previous photo, just from a different angle, showing the impact sites. The impact sites where the defects were inside the porch area. So right there.
Can you tell us a little bit about the rod that's on the top of that? I guess it's an air conditioner or some sort
Yeah, it
of.
looks like a portable swamp cooler.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that trajectory rod?
That one, again, I try to line up the defects to see where it was in conjunction with that portable air conditioner. And it lined up perfectly. So that top rod.
No, what we don't do is try to make things line up. That's called how to fuck up a crime scene. We treat each one independently. And if they happen to line up, great. But we don't try, because you're saying I try to line them up tells me you could have moved said swamp cooler. I mean, you could explain how you know which side of the wall they came from. That would be inherently more helpful in explaining trajectory, not just I shoved a chopstick through a hole and then I shoved it into a swamp cooler that I may or may not have moved to try to make my evidence work.
It looks like, I can't say I3 maybe. I ran it through the air conditioner and it lined up with the defect that went through the porch.
Were you able to tell whether these were going upwards or downwards?
That one appears to be going in an upward angle.
They didn't ask that. The answer was, can you? The answer is yes. You can tell. Stop editorializing.
And do you remember how tall that swamp cooler unit was?
Why? He can't
It was
remember
about-
how many bullet holes there are, and you want him to estimate
It's over
height?
2 feet tall, so I know that.
Okay. Now I'm putting underneath the document camera what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2. Can you describe for us what's documented in this photo?
I documented defects in the door, in the front door, that's inside the porch area, the main door that we went through. Same.
Okay, well, here's the problem, moron. The door, we don't know what position it was in when you showed up because, you know, you led a field trip through the crime scene. But that doesn't go with trajectory analysis because you're moving the door, and that will alter your analysis. So, right. Okay.
Idea is I found defects in the door and went ahead and put some trajectory rods to there for documentation purposes.
Can you circle where you put trajectory rods through
Sure.
so that we can see on the screen?
So there's this side of the door, the interior side of the door, and then looks like the frame of the door right there.
Now, when you place these trajectory rods, were you able to determine whether the door was open or closed when they went through, the impacts went through?
Well, based off the documentation I did, it appeared at the time that the door was in this position that it's in right now.
It appeared, but you didn't take pictures. And you already testified that somebody walked outside. So, for somebody to walk outside, which you've already testified to, that the guy had to leave so that he could call for help, that would have affected trajectory because he's opened the door and walked through it. And now you're moving it back to try to make your evidence fit a picture. Sir?
What is this a photograph of, sir?
That looks like the photo of the interior of the door. Yeah, that's a close-up, so I don't know if that's the interior or the exterior of the door, but that's the door, a close-up of the door.
I'm putting under the document camera.
Why don't you know if it's the inside or the outside? Remember, that's your job. And I can tell you, to me it appears that these came from the other direction because of the paint fragmentation. But I'm guessing that's a little bit too much for your pea brain. Not to mention this top ruler should never go through the edge of the paint fragmentation. Please stop screwing up evidence.
State's Exhibit 84.
Okay, so that's the
Nope.
Looks like the exterior.
So
of the
that's
door.
the
Okay.
exterior. So it went from the interior to the exterior because I can see directionality based on it, which means you
Actually, no,
put the
I'm wrong.
rods in the wrong way.
The color, yeah. So I had it backwards.
So please describe for us.
Well, you can tell by the colors, right? Because those are close-ups. That's why we take like overviews. So I can now looking at this photo, I see the overview of the door, the color. The exterior is like a cream. So then the interior would be the darker gray.
So you have no clue.
That's the exterior if that's the cream color side.
State's Exhibit
Yeah, Cycle Boy, I mean, they can be, but now that you're given the other side, it shows it. But you
Does the
should have
shape
also
of
taken
this
pictures
impact
of
tell you
the
anything?
impact puckering
Yeah,
paint
it
fall.
shows that
But you shoved the
whatever
rods through the
impacted
hole the
that
wrong
door
way.
was
You don't go in the direction
either
opposite
tumbling or in
that the
yaw,
bullet
so it's
went.
not a perfectly round circumference hole. It's elongated, which means the projectile was most likely in either slowing down or it was tumbling that was going through the door.
It was not tumbling.
I'm putting underneath the document camera states exhibit 85. What is this a photograph of?
It's a photograph of the interior of the hallway and the door frame with a trajectory rod through it.
Can you please circle the trajectory rods?
Yes.
So where would be the entrance point?
So on this one, the entry point would be right here. I'll put an X right up here,
And where would the exit point be?
right here.
Did you measure how far the entry point was from the flooring?
I did it. I know I did it.
What? Why? 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 You didn't measure your evidence? You didn't measure your evidence. You shoved the rod through the hole the wrong way. You didn't measure your evidence. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like 2 feet on. Looks right about. Sir, I'm going to need for you to determine actual stuff.
The reason is because if you
Michael,
look
I
at
covered that.
this area here, just based off the impact and how it's that aluminum there has, it looks like it's been torn apart. That based off my training experience, that looks like another tumbling of a projectile. And this right here would be the entry point for wherever that projectile came from. I don't know if it was a direct shot. I don't know if it was deflected off the ground. So
You do know.
by getting that angle, it went to.
You would know.
Pretty much proved anything.
If you had more
Does
than
that
one brain
photograph
cell,
also
you'd
document any
know.
other impacts?
Yeah,
if you
there's
had
seems
training,
like
you'd
it looks
know.
like an impact right here.
And those are your diagram labels that you had put on the scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that you contaminated it with.
Camera states exhibit 86. Okay. What is this a photograph of, sir?
Pretty much the same photograph as the previous one. It just shows more impact. So again, the previous photo
It
showed
shows
this rod
more
here.
bullshit I can't
This photo is
explain.
a little bit more of a mid-range, which you could get more of an idea where it's at. The previous photo had that, and then this one actually shows another impact right there.
Are you sure?
Just makes
Because
it
you don't seem real sure.
All right, now I'm putting underneath the document camera exhibit 87. What is this a photograph of?
That's a photograph of another impact area that I photographed. Number 50, I don't remember. I can't see that number.
And can you describe where in the home this was located?
This is I believe the restroom's right here, and then the front door would be right here. And then the other two impacts that we just labeled were right there on the previous photo.
Excuse me, Ms. Walker, what exhibit number is that? Thank you. 87?
Yes. So I'm putting underneath the document camera now, states exhibit 88. Can you describe to the jury what's documented on this photograph?
So this is basically an overview photo of the previous photos that we just went over. It shows the bathroom right here, or the restroom, the impact area where I
It shows the gloves I discarded right here on the scene that are, contaminating things because I've already staged and moved shit prior to documentation because I'm the wizard of stupid. STFU, I think I already sent that, or I think I already had that argument that I felt like goes back in high school with overhead projectors. Like, let's just put it up on a high res screen.
Put a trajectory route through the door frame in the inside wall. The previous photo where we showed this impact area.
Lorna, they do it
This
when
one
it suits
and this
them.
one. And it also shows more impact areas that were closer, that were located inside, closer to the room.
Okay. And I think I have a photograph. The next one will show the ones in the room a little bit better.
Okay.
I feel like that thing's temporary. Okay, I'm putting underneath the document camera States Exhibit 89. Can you describe what's documented in this photograph?
This is just another photo from a different angle. This one's from inside the room where the decedent was located. It shows, again, the trajectory route right here that goes through the door where the door frame was. That one there. The previous two that we saw there are 3. And then
STFU, they blew their case away that I've already pointed they staged the crime scene.
I'm putting underneath the document camera States Exhibit 90.
You're killing me. You are literally killing me. You are killing what little soul I
Thank you.
have.
Can you
I'm
please
going
tell
to
us
need
what's
another heart
documented
for my
in this
necklace.
photograph, sir?
This is just a different angle, pretty much almost the same
Because
exact
this
photo.
one's about
just a
to be
different angle.
cold and dead.
But this one shows a defect here, a better angle, these 2 defects here, along with impact sites or defects right here.
Okay. But for all my loves that were here 3 hours ago, all my loves, all my beasties, did you notice that some of this other stuff wasn't there in the first round of pictures? And Michael, this is you let a horde of kindergartners into a crime scene.
And there's the rod that goes to the door right at the top.
Now I'm putting underneath the document camera States Exhibit 91. Can you describe what's documented in this photograph, sir?
2 defects located in the floor of the residence right here and right there.
STFU, I had concrete proof that they staged it.
Okay, now I'm putting underneath.
I already
the
brought it
document
up, and it was
camera.
stuff Mike and John had not caught.
I don't know if you can clear your circles. Thank you, sir.
Just a close-up of the previous photo, showing the defects, I-11, and the other defect right here. I can't see that number.
Now I'm putting underneath the document camera States Exhibit 93. And can you,
Again, this state's exhibit does not match 2 of the other ones. Yeah, Gremlin King, not only should this case not have been brought, I was not on Launch Talk with Mike. I've never actually talked to him. I was on with John. When John was on here this morning, and I started pulling out inconsistencies, I was able to show that it's an obviously staged crime scene, and it would have been staged by either police or crime scene techs because they have 3 different sets of pictures that contradict themselves that prove they staged it. But for my loves that were here earlier, what do we see? Obvious evidence it was staged. What do we not see? Evidence that was there in the first two.
Tell us what's documented in this photo.
This one is basically another mid-range photo of the previous photo.
And for my lovelies that were also here earlier when I was harping on what they've staged, do we notice anything with the carpet now? I'm waiting, chat. My lovelies, my beasties, my loves in the chat. Let's go with what did Loki say earlier about the carpet? And let's look at the carpet in this picture and tell me what the difference is. My beasties, what else do we see? That is true, carpet is folded back, but that's not the big thing I'm pointing to. Okay. It's not folded the same, but what did I say about the blood evidence being bleed through? Do you remember direct blood evidence that wasn't there? And this would have been evidence. We knew this was bleed through. I pointed that out originally. So we know for a fact this blood evidence was bleed through. On the other pictures, we have clear, dried, congealed blood. We do not, in the first pictures, have direct transfer on it. We also don't have a second area bleed through. This area of bleed through I'm not as harsh on because that can just happen because it hadn't gone just the longer it sat. But we didn't have fresh blood. We also had the smears, my lovelies, right? We had the smears from where they moved the body. Not to mention, this is where the gentleman's face was. This is where his shoulder was. You just stuck evidence markers in wet blood. It was a single fold. It was not double folded. And it was folded more because we had more bleed through. It was not double folded in the other pictures. We also are missing projectiles because they've been removed. But what you notice where my cursor is up here at the top, we don't have documentation of how they were laying, but they left a scope ring and removed a hat. We also don't have the magical mystery bullet that was under a sealed tote that was flush on the floor.
It just shows the two defects that we just looked at in a little further back view.
Did you document how far those defects were from the wall?
I did not, no.
How far do you approximate that they were from the wall?
Based off this, a couple feet maybe.
Couple?
2-3 feet, 2-3 feet. Yeah, I don't know an exact number.
Are there any other impacts documented in this photograph?
I don't think so. I believe this right here, I don't think that was an impact. I believe that could have been a blood swab. So I don't think that was an impact. Unless I saw a photo of a closer up of that photo. It could be an impact, but I can't see it from here. Keep on going. There you go. So that is an impact. So based off right there, that's I-13. That's an impact, the impact right there.
And from this photograph, sir, where was the decedent's body?
The decedent's head was located in this area here. And his legs were, torso's right there, and then his legs were kind of out this way. So in that area.
Are you familiar with that type of firearm?
Sir, I'm going to need you to explain these marks that weren't in the other pictures.
Yeah, the AR-15 platform, yes.
You're an AR expert. Great. Let's hear this
In
one.
which direction does the
Fucking moron.
spent casing expel from the firearm?
On
Eject.
that particular firearm,
Eject, not
the 6
expel.
Sauer, the ejection port was on the right side. So if
It
I'm
is
holding
on
the
every
weapon like
gun.
this, the cartridges will be ejected to the right.
And we have the weapon here. Can you show the jury what you're talking about?
Sure.
And this is State Exhibit 29.
It's like, well, yeah, but even if you're left-handed, 99% don't do a full conversion. The only thing you do is flip your ambidextrous safety generally, because the ejection port side does not matter that much.
Thank you, sir. Can you please show to the jury which side the spent casings will expel from that firearm?
On this particular weapon, some of them, depending on what the weapon is, will have one on the right side or left side. This one has something on the left side. So when this weapon is fired, this right here, the gas will push it back. You'll eject the casing from this side. And then we'll go in there and then so on and so forth. You'll eject it to this side.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Don't put the weapon up against your jacket. That is not how we
And
handle
where were the majority
evidence.
of the casings located in this room?
Inside the room, they were located, a lot of them were located next to the wall up here.
Sir, can you please tell me when the casings grew legs and learned to walk? Sir, can you please tell me where you purchased ammunition that's sentient and can get up and walk? No? Okay, just checking. Yeah, at least it didn't flag anybody this time. Sir, where do you buy sentient rounds? Hold on.
Direction does the spent casing
Hold on,
expel
hold
from the
on.
firearm?
On that particular firearm, the 6 Sauer, the ejection port was on the right side. So if I'm holding the weapon like this, the cartridges will be ejected to the right.
And we have the weapon here. Can you show the jury what you're talking about?
Sure.
And this is State Exhibit 29. Yes, sir.
I'm going to jail after this. Like, I'm gonna like stroke out.
Thank you, sir. Can you please show to the jury which side the spent casings will expel from that?
Why are
firearm?
you holding it out of the box? Why is it up against you? Put it back in the box.
So when this weapon is fired, this right here, exactly, we'll push it back. You'll eject the casing from this side.
No.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, he's fingering the trigger, but that's not even what kills me the most right now.
And where
There's
are the
been a lot
majority of
that's
the
killing
casings
me.
located in this room?
Inside the room, they were located, a lot of them were located next to the wall up here.
Okay, my loves. We missing something over here. My loves, what are we missing? Not only what are we missing, but this blood spot grew insanely. And we had a beautiful, clear, square outline because a tote was there. And we had a casing. So why is the carpet now through the middle of the imprint? The guy's face was here, but now there's carpet under his face. This has grown, which by this point blood is coagulated. We have a new blood stain, and we have drip marks that were not there. And we don't have the drag marks anymore. So I'm gonna need for someone to explain to me, oh, and our disposable rulers go through the middle. But the blood stain has grown. There's one here. This is now folded back. This that had only been out and folded is now folded a second time. We are missing a casing that should have been marked. We are missing these casings. We're missing the casings that were able to get up and move themselves from parallel to perpendicular position. We're missing the blood stain that went along with this casing by 4 and this one that had been here that moved. Okay, because that's a thing. SGFU, I'm not speculating there was 2 different stages. What I'm speculating is the idiots contaminated a crime scene, moved things, did things without following proper procedure for forensics, and kept taking pictures, and are now introducing as evidence pictures that they have contaminated.
With State's Exhibit.
And that they, when they
97.
realized they contaminated the crime scene, tried to move things back.
I open it up.
And can you describe for us what is in the bag, sir?
Check it out. So These look like pieces of evidence labeled as
Psycho Boy
fired
licked
casings
everything.
located inside the room. They're initialed EL for the date of March 1st, 20. EL stands for Edgar Lemus.
And is that the agent who assisted you in processing the scene?
Yes.
So then anything you say from here is hearsay. Put Lemus on the stand. He collected it. Tell me how you collected it, Lemus.
Can you describe to the jury what the process is for collecting each individual casing that?
No, because I didn't collect it. Edgar Lemus did. So get him.
the state police uses?
So usually on scene, depending on the scene and how much evidence there is, the person taking photographs, that person's job is just to take scene photographs and collect evidence. In some scenes, if there's 200-300 pieces of evidence, we're all going to help out. So in this,
No, you're not.
for these right here, if I look at all of them, again, we'll go in, we'll take our initial photographs, and then we'll start documenting evidence, where it was located, and then once it's time to start
Where it was located or where you're
picking up
going
evidence,
to
we're going to document
relocate
each
it
one with
to.
photography. After each piece of evidence is documented with photography, then we're going to collect it. That way we know exactly where it came from. If for some reason it gets placed in a different bag, or we missed, we don't know where it came from.
We
just
lost
revert back to
it.
our
The
photos.
dog
That's
ate
That's
it.
where it came from. That was number 4. That was number 1. So we always photograph everything before we collect it.
Okay, and then do you package each casing separately?
Yes, we do. It's fired casing.
Each fired casing?
Correct.
Okay.
Spent casing. Repeat after me. Spent casing.
Please describe to us how you typically do that. Do you tape it? You wear gloves? You seal it? Initial it? Tell us about that.
So if you look at the photos, in this photo here, so the initial photos will show all the cones in the room to get a reference of where all the evidence was at. In this case, Agent Lemus at the time was photographing the room, and for example, number 4 right here. So what he did is he took the initial photograph of it with it laying on the ground. Now you see it on the top of cone 4. The reason we get it on top of cone 4 is so we can take a picture of the back of the casing to verify.
Did they? Somebody tell me. So I need somebody. I need somebody to please tell me if this man just said, I shoved the casing through the hole on the top of the evidence marker. Somebody please, somebody in chat, because I cannot rewind and hear this come out of his mouth. Did this man just say, I pick it up and shove it through the hole? And you're their ballistics and Sir! What are you doing? Sir! We have passed incompetent. We have passed incompetent at this point. Please tell me that like Mike or John called out the shoving casings through the hole. Someone that was watching, please tell me they caught this yesterday. Please give me hope in humanity and tell me the two of them caught this and the problem. Somebody, anybody. Sir, Nick, please don't troll me. My blood pressure cannot handle you trolling me. If defense attorney. If John wasn't in a business meeting, I'd be screaming at him. Apparently, either I need to have him back on later or not need to jump on like with him and Mike or something. Oh, Jesus Lord.
What brand it is, so on and so forth. So we try to get a close up to see what type of, what brand, make, model it would be. So right here.
Okay, and then you individually package each one?
Correct. Everyone will be packaged individually. So we had a saying in crime scene. If you
I
seal
thought I
it,
was
you
losing
sign
my
it.
shit in the
So
chat yesterday.
if I
Holy
take
mother of
a
God.
cartridge and I put it in one of these manila envelopes, I'm the one that's going to seal it and I'm the one that's going to sign it. So it's not specific to one person. If everybody's picking up evidence, whoever seals it, whoever puts it in the bag, will sign it.
Can you count how many envelopes are there and who signed for which envelope?
Okay.
Well, Sim, John didn't notice that we had casings that were under things that were flush with the floor, so.
Let me just double check here because I know what he did.
Okay.
And while you're double
Sim,
checking, sir,
Cole,
can you
please tell me Cole and
verify
John
that the
caught it.
label is associated with this case?
Okay.
And are these state police labels?
So there's 11 individually packed fired casings. All of
Spent!
them were initialed and packaged by, at the time, Agent Edgar Lemus, and these were New Mexico State Police labels.
Is there a date on those labels?
Let me see the date. 3/1/2020.
Yeah, but Gremlin, this is like
7:36
beyond
a.m.
that. This is like you have beyond
And what is
destroyed
the
evidence
additional
at this
label?
point. And he
This
admitted earlier on
additional
here that
label,
he didn't catch a
It's
bunch of the
individually
stuff that
packaged.
I
We label
already
as
pointed out.
ammunition. This was the cartridge that was loaded into the AR-15 that I just showed you. So it did have one chambered in the in the chamber.
But yet you testified that you don't manipulate the firearm that the state lab does. You make it safe, but you don't manipulate you don't manipulate the round. You've testified, sir. Sir. I would like you to refer to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard debauchery and interviews where Amber gets up and goes, says the man that has the lawyers that convinced a world that he had scissors for fingers. Like you are on Amber Heard maligning Johnny Depp for having scissors for fingers level here. SDFU, if I'm not on after your meeting, I will be back later because I'm going to stop streaming in about a half an hour out of respect for everybody. But yeah, I know we had a lot of people in the chat. I was in there for a little while. No, it's not that he missed it, Lorna. It's nothing against John. Anybody who knows and has watched knows John is like one of my really good friends, and he and I frequently spend like 3 and 4 hours on each other's streams arguing over things. This is, I mean, this is my area of expertise, so I don't fault some of the things I'm going to pick up that others won't, but somebody shoot me.
And whose initials are on that envelope?
Edgar Lemus,
And is there a date on that?
3/1/2020.
So after Agent Lemus collects all of these fired casings and then the one unfired casing, what
Spent
happens with those
shell
envelopes?
casing.
There was also this as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What is that?
This looks like the he labeled Agent Edgar Lemus, same day, 3/1/2020. It was the magazine that was in the photos that was taken as evidence. So the magazine is in here, along with the cartridges that were loaded into the magazine.
No. All the no. 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 All of it. Like I said, it goes into a box. It goes into its own box, just like the rifle. We do not store multiple pieces of evidence in a single envelope. They go into their own box for chain of custody. Stop.
How many cartridges were there?
Let me see. It says unknown cartridges inside. I don't know if he unloaded them or not.
I don't know if he... You're kidding me. This has gone through an expert accredited lab that literally must have an overhead consistent elevator track going do 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 do, like seriously. You don't know how many rounds are in there, and they're still in. Excuse me, what?
But it feels like they're out of there. So
Okay. And that also has his initials and signed and dated.
yes.
Okay, when you are done, the
Then
New
why are
Mexico
you
State Police
testifying to
is
his
processing
shit?
the scene and collecting this evidence. What do you do with it?
So once we're done with the scene and the evidence is done and processed, and we triple check everything's labeled and initialed, we'll then go ahead and print out a transfer of property or transfer of evidence. So what that means is it doesn't matter who we're working for, whether it's state police or in this case, Sandoval County, the agents in charge of the case will go ahead, or whoever they designate to pick up the evidence will go through all the evidence. We'll print out a list. We'll go through every single one, check it off, and then they sign for it, date it, and then they take the evidence. And then in our system, we update it to say evidence was transferred to so on and so forth. And then we upload that document.
That's not something to be proud of,
So-
sir.
Does the New Mexico State Police put all of those items in the one larger envelope? Or is that something that was done by Sandoval County?
This most likely was done by probably Sandoval County. So when we give evidence, it's just like this as you see here. And then all agencies do different stuff. The lab does different stuff. Sandoval County does different stuff. So this bag right here was done by a different department or the lab. I don't know.
Okay.
Why don't you know there's
And
an
in this
evidence
case,
chain
who
of
signed for
custody
that
sticker
evidence?
on it?
I believe it was Eric. No. I'd have to look at the.
You've already asked for a report. You've already said, give me the thing that's hearsay to read off of because I didn't do a good enough report and I can't remember jack shit about my own crime scene that I fucked up. So just like go ahead and give me something that's hearsay. And that, what? And you can't read the chain of custody? What? Who? Lorna, he's not earning his money. He should be getting paid for by the defense at this point, for one, and for two, I don't think I've seen a piece of evidence so far that I could not have had thrown out if I was there for the defense. So far, between the two, with this gun expert, I have not found a piece of evidence I could not cast doubt on and have thrown out. You're kidding me. And yeah, he's doing the same thing I am. Like, somebody please just shoot me in the head. But apparently, he's trying to collect that lone brain cell in there. Lone brain cell. Hello to lone brain cell. Do we have a spark?
The transfer of property. I know one of them was Eric Miller, and there was another one. I think it was Sergeant Griffin that actually signed
Nick
for
Wilson, it's actually
the
not
initial
too late.
evidence on scene that
You
night.
can have the lab's accreditation revoked easily. You could have the entire lab's accreditation yanked.
All right. I just have a couple follow-up questions. Sir, you can go ahead and put all that stuff back in the larger envelope, if you will, please.
You might want to leave them out for cross.
Okay.
Or not. It's up to you. Obviously, I get to cross him on him, whether
Right.
you admit him or not.
Are you literally arguing over? You might want to let him leave him out for cross. Why is this a discussion we are having? What? Why? Why is this a discussion and bickering like you get between kindergartners? Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm not getting Twitter messages since people are getting things kept getting deleted yesterday and earlier. I don't know what's worse. The professional idiocy, the incompetence, or the gross malpractice. And none of this is what I lost my shit over yesterday in John's chat. So I know it's getting worse. I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. I could literally have every single piece of evidence thrown out, along with all of his testimony struck. I could impeach him after a night of drinking hungover. I could probably impeach him while doing shots of whiskey at this point and still have better expert testimony. Okay, here's the deal. I'm going to go 2:30 my time, which is 20 minutes. I'm going to do 10 more minutes of this absolute debauchery. I'll do 10 minutes of questions on what we've seen up till now. Then I'm going to step away because I need to get a drink so I don't lose my voice for later, and grab something to eat real quick. And then I will watch Mike and John, and then I will be back this evening. I will put up a time for later for all of you to come back and join the absolute shit show this is about to become. Because it's been almost 4 hours. So, we're going to do a few more minutes of the video and then questions for Loki. And then I'm going to put up the next stream and grab something to eat real quick because it's been almost 4 hours. So, let's do it.
Your Honor, the state moves admission of exhibit, I believe it was 97.
It'll be admitted.
So I would again ask that we at least separate the casings from the magazine in terms of the number.
Let's do this on 97. Let's call the casings 97A and the magazine 97B.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Does my plan work for all my loves?
You testified yesterday that you were
The
in that
17
room
that
for
have
maybe
stuck here
8
with me
hours
for almost
processing the
4
scene?
hours. Does our
Yeah,
timing
it
plan
was a
for
while.
work for all of my beasties and my
And
loves?
when you were in that room, did you smell anything that resembled mace?
You can't
Nothing.
smell it!
What was Agent Bogue's task that day?
Agent Bogue was tasked with scanning the scene with a Leica scanner. A Leica scanner is a device used by people who build buildings, surveyors, and it just sits on a tripod and it spins.
Okay, you know what? We're done.
Really,
We're done. We're done. We're done. I cannot because I cannot finish this in the next 10 minutes with the I can't. I can't. You are kidding me. You are kidding me. What in the egg McFuck muffin kind of bullshit? You are kidding me. Sir, stop talking. In the words of one of my favorite judges, go ahead and put yourself on mute. Go ahead and put yourself on mute. What? Yes, John, I have not totally stroked out, but I have also not gotten to where I was losing my shit in your chat yet, because we found like 7 or 8 more pieces of obviously staged and tampered with evidence that I don't think you caught. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you 10 minutes of questions before I go grab a drink and some food. And I'm going to watch John and Mike and scream at my computer or semi-scream at my computer over stupid. And then we're going to come back later this evening, and you are welcome to drink We are going to go through it. I will tell you, grab a drink, grab a snack before later's, because we're going to push through. If I'm here for 5 hours later, I'm here for 5 hours. As long as you guys want to be here, and as long as you guys are here and enjoying and engaging like with it. Oh no, John, if you had watched it, you'd have lost your shit and stroked out with me. You'd have lost it and stroked out with me when you see what we found. So, my loves, I will be back later. Here is your question. I can't do the John. I'm going to smoke another cigarette because I don't smoke. So you have like 5 minutes. And then I'm going to get some hot tea with honey and schedule my stream for later and amuse myself. Lorna, I am a certified marksman. I do expert witness testimony for firearms, medical, and tactical situations. And I do have a medical license. I have multiple firearms licenses and certifications. I am also an FFL. I'm a competitive shooter. I have several science degrees. So this is all of my wheelhouse. No, Gremlin. It's okay that you're leading me down this. I love it, and I love all of you. I do. I love you, and I appreciate the 16 of you that have put up with me for 4 hours. So, any other questions, my loves and my beasties? FFL means I have a federal firearms license, which means I can transfer guns, and I can own certain prohibited firearms and firearms parts, and I do my own gunsmithing. So, I'm a giant firearms dork. Yes, I do have my tax stamps. So, anything else, my loves? Okay, my beasties. We are going to adjourn after 4 hours of this. I'm going to rest my voice. And as long as you guys want to be here, we will be here. We will be back. We will cover all of this. We will cover the fuckery. We will cover it as long as it needs to go tonight. Like, subscribe, do the YouTube things. Let's, try to help me up some of my subscriber count. Have I done any range shooting videos, Darren? I have done, I don't think I have any ones of me shooting at the range. I have some other gun stuff up on the channel. I have a bunch in queue that are edited to come out. Yeah, Gremlin, it didn't feel like 4 hours. That's insanity. But if I have to be here for 8 hours later, I'll be here for 8 hours. Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Michael Stahl, I am not going to shoot live. I will shoot at the range, and then I will edit and bring it on so it's not live. But I can do some live stuff on things like Rumble. Lorna, you are very, very welcome. Thank you for finding the commentary interesting. I hope you will join the Lair. I hope you will come back this evening. There's so much more technical wrong to break down. So much more technical wrong. Cycle, no, YouTube does not allow me to handle firearms or ammunitions live on camera. I have to do it, tape it, and then shoot. it's a violation of their TOS. So, but as long as you guys are here for me, I will be here. So I'm going to say good night, my beasties. Well, not good night, good afternoon, my beasties. I love you. I will be in the chat over on Mike and John's, screaming in the chat like I was in John's chat the other day. And I will see you back here this evening. I'll pop it up on Twitter. I will pop it up here as a pending as soon as I end this. I can't wait to see you guys later. Bye, my loves.